Good morning, Podium Chasers. Indeed, I hope you're all well. Thanks, Chromadex. Fantastic job as always. That guy, I think he would sound excited if he was at the if he was in a library. He'd get excited. Such is his enthusiasm, and I'm sure everybody really appreciates that. Everyone, again. Thank you everybody for sticking with us. Good morning, Jan. Mr. Smiley's in as well. Your Volton's in the live chat. Good morning to everybody. I do know that some of you have been cheating and sneaking a little bit of sleep, which is just not on, really, is it? And I certainly haven't. We'll go through what I've been up to yesterday evening, apart from watching people's streams, getting involved in the back, actually doing some driving as well. Which was pretty good fun early doors this morning. And I'll tell you what, when this is finished, I've got a kid's birthday party to go to, and that is going to kill me off without a shadow of a doubt. So don't ask me to do any late night Sunday sprints, anybody. Okay, right. So let's get back to the action. Obviously, we had. Well, I mean, where are we at the moment? We are. Let's have a quick look. Let's just get, so we've got 3 hours and 6 minutes. You haven't heart? What do you mean, Chris? What do you mean? Yeah, 3 hours and 6 minutes left to go on this one. So, you know, being in and around other people's streams and certainly listening to the voices of some of the drivers, there's definitely some fatigue setting in. And if you do remember when I did the 3 hour session earlier on, well, yesterday, the 4 till 7 session, excuse me, somebody asked a very, very nice question about what I thought was going to be the biggest challenge. And I said mental and physical fatigue, you know, over a 24-hour race. It doesn't really matter if you're doing 1 hour stints, 65-minute stints, or double stinting. Shall we do a parting interview today? Well, where are you going, Chris? Says Mr. Gedman. I have to apologise. Oh, dear. Thanks, Smiley. I did get punted, you're right. I was just trying to be cautious, you know, and not break any world records. And somebody then did decide that the back end of my McLaren was quite attractive. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to come off this driver because obviously it looks like that's favouritism, and we're going to start the top of the show with this chap, Nizar Al Hadid. 2:19.295 was the last lap. Balloon journey round the world in 80 days, is it, Chris? No? Or 80 crates, potentially. I don't know. But anyway, so Nizar is up front at the moment, and that Honda, well, she's been there pretty much since the get-go, really. I have to say, one thing I've been massively impressed watching this and being part of this event is the consistency that everybody... Okay, Jan, I'll have a look at Fab in a little while. Yeah, the consistency that everybody has showed. Okay, we got someone off the track there, which is unfortunate. You know, so we haven't had tons of massive crashes or incidents. Yeah, there has been a few. You know, I mean, I wasn't involved in any. Don't even try and watch that stream. But yeah, the consistency has really impressed me, and especially, well, I won't say especially in the top three. I mean, the top three, I mean, they are just on another level, aren't they? Especially first and second guys. Traction's doing a great job for RKM in the 444 Aston Martin, and yeah, Fidel and Gazoo. I mean, Gazoo's rapid was absolutely closing Michael Races down earlier on. It's, you know, it's amazing. And Alan Brown's in, still going at Michael Races. Chris says great effort and streams. FRL, greatest event you've took part in to date. Good. Well, tomorrow. No. That's what we like to hear. That's why we put all the effort in. But that's why we build the community for everybody to join in. But if it wasn't for you guys being in the community and staying in the community and getting to know all the other drivers, it wouldn't be like this, would it? So we do a part of it. You guys do the main bit, without a doubt. If you've just joined and you haven't seen, I am COMMS by COOPS. Do a lot of the commentary within Formula Racing League and a couple of others. Obviously, this is being streamed live, as you can see, in two places. One on my YouTube channel, COMMS by COOPS on YouTube, and also on the Formula Racing League Twitch channel, Formula Racing TV. So please, anybody watching, we've all been at this a long time. I don't even know how my eyes are still open, or that the throat hasn't gone. I think it sounds better than it did yesterday. It was really hoarse yesterday. But yeah, do everyone a favour, drop a like or a sub on my YouTube, and obviously put a follow or something as similarly gratuitous on the Twitch channel. Then everybody wins. So yeah, we've had a look at the moment at Nizar. Great driving from Nizar, and let's just have a quick run through. I know one thing I did do in the last session that I did on there, I made sure we went through every single driver. Yep, because I think it's only fair that we do that. Everyone's putting in that time and effort. You've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers in each team. Obviously, I'm sure I want to see, and he's still going. Yankst is still going, or Yank, he's still at it. He's in 23rd in the BMW. I'm gonna look at him right now, because this guy, oh, he's gone yellow though. What a legend! Look, 24-hour solo on the back of his Beamer. Guess what that means? He's doing it on his own. He's doing it on his own. We've got 3 hours left to go. He's done 21 hours in that Beamer. Actually, I was chatting with one of my teammates about this just before I was doing my stint earlier on this morning. Well, it was probably a lot earlier. It's probably about 4 o'clock. I was talking to Lurchies, and actually, Lurchies is in the chat. Hello, Lurchies. Hello, Podium Chasers. You know, there's a rental fee for that. And we were saying, I hope he's got a room full of people watching him, because otherwise, and we know what a great achievement it is to complete a 24-hour race as part of teams and as part of this, you know, what we're doing here at FRL. We're all going to feel that sense of awesomeness. Our man Thomas here, if he finishes the 24 hours and he hasn't got a room full of people throwing a party for him, he's just what's he going to do? He's just going to go, oh, right, cool, that's that 24 hours done. I'm going to go to bed. So I hope he's got people cheering him on. Well, we're cheering him on. What an amazing achievement that is. So let's go a little bit. Let's go back to the top. Let's carry on with what we're doing. So we've had a look at this in first place. Second place, we've got Enrico Ferraris. He's obviously running in the Ferrari, not the Ferraris, in the number 17. Last up was a 2:18.607. So evidently he's some pretty good pace again. What else is going on in live chats? Michael Races running on fumes. Okay, so well, they're obviously eking that stint out. Sully's in again. Hey mate, how are you? How did your stint go? I did see you were out there just before me, or may have been at the same time as me. And Brizzle was on the monsters to keep him awake. I don't blame you, mate. And we do need to give him a special prize. We certainly do. And Chromadex, he can't keep away. He's in the live chat now, which is brilliant. He's just crazy, but we need mad people in this world. Of course we do. It would be boring if everybody was the same, most certainly. So we've got Honda, Ferrari, Aston Martin. They are your top 3 at the moment. Now, can't stress enough. A lot better, thanks. No track limits or T-boning. Well, that is definitely an improvement from when we were last on the show together, right? That is definitely an improvement. In fact, I think I kind of took that mantle on because I managed to get a drive-through. I mean, but don't tell anyone in the RKM team, but they'd already had 3 track limits before I got in the car, so it wasn't really my fault. And I got punted by one person, and then I had a major issue. We'll talk about it later. I had a major issue, which actually ruined my experience this morning. It was really annoying. Lurchies says, was a pleasure this morning. Good to see you in the car. It was a pleasure, Lurchies. It was indeed. And hopefully the dog has been walked to within an inch of its life. So Traction Dave here in the 444 RKM. Aston Martin currently running in 3rd place. 4 laps down at the moment. But, you know, at this stage, I'm sure the RKM boys are not trying to plot a way to claw all those laps back. No, they need to make sure they're keeping the lap between themselves and 4th and 5th place. That's definitely what they're trying to do. So Antonio Fedeli is in 4th place in the 267 BMW. I mean, you know, I remember when we were watching the start of this, and I think it was De Campo that was in the car, and we were watching him coming back through the field. Obviously, that car very much caught my eye in terms of having some quick drivers in it, and well, Antonio looks like he is just as quick a 2:19.112, 2 laps down. Okay. He needs more than a medal, Daniel. Daniel says that Jansch needs a medal. Epic run. 3:11 is a god. What are we on lappage? What are we on lap-wise? One second, let me just check. Because it boggles the mind. It's absolutely ridiculous. I need to check a different screen for that. Does it say there? Just give me a sec, ladies and gents, please. No, I don't want that. Well, we do want that. Wow. Okay, quickest lap of the race is currently held by Enrico Ferraris in the number 17 Ferrari. That's a 2:17.815. That's not too shabby. That's probably a couple of attempts slower than me, but, you know, I don't usually bring that out for an endurance race. Oh, we've got a little bit of contact there going on. And we have so the leader Nizar is on lap 527. That is correct, 527. Absolutely brilliant. Let's get on board. Let's see what it's like to drive a Beamer around Spa with a quick driver. I've probably got one eye open, but that's good enough. Absolutely not, but I'll hold a place in my heart if we're P3. Yeah, BMW needs to give an M6 in real life. Oh, blimey. I mean, that's okay. You're sitting in his room, aren't you, Daniel? You're one of his fans. Of course you are. Of course you are. You're one of the guys. But yeah, I mean, it would be quite amazing, actually, if somebody from a manufacturer happened to wander across and have a look at our beautiful streams and go, actually, this guy is amazing. Let's give him a keyring, which is probably what they would do. And then we have in fifth place we've got Cesar Gazoo, and I was informed by a fan in the first session that I did that Cesar is actually a real life GT World Challenge driver. Now, normally I would then hurry myself around on the internet to actually find that out, but I have to say I've been rather busy with doing lots of other bits and driving, so I haven't actually done that, so we'll take his word for it. And if that is the case, then the four ahead of him could be rather proud of themselves, can't they? If you've got a real world racing driver in there. We know he's rapid. Michael Races knows he's rapid. When he was doing his stint, that this guy came absolutely flying up behind him. So we'll see if he can make any gains. We're currently 2 laps down, so he's got a lot to do. One of the best runners, I would have to say, from watching this entire event so far, is this team. This team in 6th place. It's not because it's a Formula Racing team. It really isn't, because obviously I'm driving an RKM. But Keddy's team, I have been really impressed. Keddy's done very well. John has done really well. Although I have to say, when we get to the number 41 FRL team, I have some words about that. Mr. Alex Zakdal was very much in a hurry earlier on today. So much so that he decided to Verstappen a gap, which did not exist, and hurt my car. But there you go. These things happen in racing, no doubt. I'm a fan of number 14. I'm Danish, but 311 is a bit like Ricciardo in Formula 1. Everybody just loves him. And that, I think, is a brilliant synopsis of that whole scenario. I totally and utterly agree with you, Daniel. Codeman is in as well. Hello, Codeman. Greats from Fun SR. Thank you very much. Jester's in as well. Morning, Jester. Hope you're well, buddy. I say morning. I mean, it's 11:15. I mean, it's not really morning, is it? It's sort of like... It's almost the afternoon, so it's Fun Sim Racing. Okay, thank you, Codeman. Yeah, Fun Sim Racing. Well, I hope you're enjoying this event. Well, obviously, we're going to get to have a look at the car as well in a very short period of time. So, impressed with what John, Keddy and co are doing. Who else is actually running in that team? Let me just give you that information. Tugberg's in there as well, and DiPolito, of course he is. Yeah, so all of them quick drivers. all of them are quick drivers. They find themselves in 6th place. They are 63 seconds behind Cesar in 5th, but 63 seconds is not completely undoable. Vice, as you can see, just coming into the pits in his Honda. They're currently running in 7th place, the number 14. And Barbera, is this the Aston? It is indeed. Now, Marco Barbiera, I hope I got that right. Congratulations! Oh, we've got another 100 messages. Fantastic. That happened last time I was on. That's unfortunate, Cardamom. That is unfortunate, mate. Next one. Got to get involved. We don't know what it is. Seen it all day and night. Wait, what are you saying, No Cheese? What are you chatting about? Oh, as in we don't know what the morning is. Yeah, no doubt. So I'm sure earlier on, and I think I probably need to maybe apologise to the 307. I'm sure it was that Aston with that livery on it, as Harvey obviously moves up a spot. In his number 44 BMW. Obviously, we have a story about these guys, and we'll obviously unfold that in a moment. Because I was in a massive spin, akin to something out of Top Gun, where Maverick and Goose get themselves into a jet wash, and it's going round and round very, very fast. And this happened because, stay with me for a second. This is what ruined my stint. So I'm preparing for the pits, yeah. So I've got the MFD up. I'm looking to make any changes. Come on, Team 44 says a Motox Pro 123. So I'm preparing to do the pit stop. Yeah, I want to change the tyre pressures a little bit. I'm chatting with Cass in the Discord, making sure we're all good, making sure we're selected. And then for whatever reason, my all-powerful Logitech G29. The D-pad decides that it is going to just play its own fun game and just go up and down the menu without me being able to do anything about it. So I'm frantically trying to make changes or get the right option as this thing's doing what it likes. And obviously I'm paying a lot of attention to that. And that caused me to spin. And around I went, and I think at some point during that spin, I know I had my eyes closed, the Aston unfortunately got taken out. So I do apologise for that if that did happen. Well, I did check all the firmware and stuff, Jan. I always check that, but I can reinstall it and see if that helps. I mean, if it does, that would be great, because that was absolutely crazy. And up until then, we'd started 25th, and up to that corner, which was 3 corners to go, I was still 25th, so I was quite happy with the stint. But yeah, it's all part of the experience, isn't it? So Harvey Mills in the 44 now. If you guys cast your eyes back, or if you've just joined us, these guys qualified very well. They had a really, really good start. James Perry is a very rapid dude, and he got a good start off the line. And during lap 1, he had a couple of little rubs and incidents, and ended up out of line, out of position, a little bit of a spin, and then obviously had to wait for the train to go past. And he was just a magnet in the first couple of laps, because obviously he's trying to get himself back up there. Jan's in the car in 20. Good man, I'll keep an eye out for you, don't worry. And Jester says, wow, what we wowing at, Jester? What we wowing at? But they have really fought their way back up the field. Chris Pizuk's done really, really well. You know, obviously Harvey's doing well. They're doing extremely well at the moment, so I'm sure they will be happy with the fact that they've got themselves back up to 7th place. David Sparks is also in that team as well, so we'll see how they get on towards the end of the race. In 8th position, we have got Thomas Radime in the 202 Porsche. Last lap, a 2:21.085. So again, everyone's in slightly different different parts of their strategy, aren't they? They're going to be mid-stint, at the beginning of their stint, or at the end of their stint, and fuel, tyres, all of these things are going to play a difference. We did have, yeah, I know, mate, I know. We did have some a little smattering of rain in the early hours of the morning. Thankfully, that all dried up when Lurchies was in the car. I didn't have to embarrass myself in that situation. So we've had two bouts of rain, nothing major, but it does certainly look at the moment that we've got. Well, it looks like we're going to be dry and good until the end of the race, which would be. Well, it'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? So, Thomas is running in 8th position. Vincenzo Soris is in 9th, and he's in the 307 Aston Martin. There we go. Sorry, dude. if you need to report a team, obviously ignore what I said, and aim for the number 41 FRL car. That'll do. They won't know, will they? They won't know. They're too busy. Oh, we've got a nice battle going on here. So again, you've got different people at different parts of their race, running different paces, different strategies. Some people are just literally, look, we've been at this for so long, let's just bring the car home. Others are thinking, you know what, let's push. We can do something here. So Vincenzo's in 9th, and what's he? Good 32 seconds down the road from our man in 8th place. In 10th, we've got Jonas Baggersgaard. There we go, the number 14. There we go. There we go. I know we've got a 14 fan in here. And there's your man. Okay, so Daniel, number 14, just for you. Honda, last lap of 5:13.960. I'm pretty sure that may have something to do with a pit stop. However, the front of that Honda doesn't look like it's been in the pits. I can't imagine anyone going into the pits and then not fixing the damage. But then again, they are only 15 seconds, aren't they? 15 seconds behind the guys in 9th. So maybe that is, well, one of the reasons for it, to be fair. So Jonas is doing his best. I just hope that bonnet doesn't come loose and just block his view. Yeah, so there is only 15 seconds between them. They are on the same lap. They're both on lap 5:21, so that is for position. More interestingly as well, Sandro Iapello in 11th spot. Let's have a look at Sandro. There we go. Look at that Aston. She looks rather tasty, doesn't she? Yes, she does. We're going to have a bit of Aston time in a moment. No worries, Daniel. You're welcome, mate. Anytime. I do always say on the streams, please get involved. If you're on the YouTube channel or if you're on the Formula Racing League Twitch channel, both the chats are in front of me. Get involved. Say hello. Tell me who you're supporting. Share some stories from what's happened over the last sort of 21 hours. You know, good, bad or ugly. No swearing. And no trying to get me to deal with tickets, okay? Because we had that when I was last on, and I don't care about tickets because I don't do tickets. A real Viking never fixes damage. We just ignore it and drive like hell. You sound like you're from the Kimi Raikkonen school of not really caring about that sort of stuff. How's the solo driver doing? Nick, he's doing really well. He's still in the race. He's in 23rd at the moment. I was massively bigging him up earlier on in the stream, and some of the guys, you know, we've all said he probably needs himself a little present or a little gift because he's doing it on his own. And well, someone thinks that he should probably get a present from BMW, of which I would suggest it would be a keyring or maybe a coaster. That would be nice, wouldn't it? He's doing very well, Nick. Very well indeed. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Just aware of the FRL guys. We'll get there. We'll get there. Get there. We certainly will. Right, so Sandro, what we're saying is Sandro in 11th place. Remember, Jonas in 10th is only 15 seconds behind Vincenzo. So here's Vincenzo again. Let's just have a little recap. Jonas is there. Jonas is 15 seconds down the road on the same lap. Sandro is 11.8 seconds down the road on the same lap. So these three, that could really develop into a battle. If I have a quick skim down what I'm looking at the moment, there's a few other gaggles of cars together that are on their own same lap. So we've got Mitra, we'll get to them in a moment. Yeah, so we do still have a few that are on the same lap. So Sergio Azorio in the 41. There you go, Jester. Here's Sergio in the 41 Aston Martin. So he's sharing this vehicle with James Williams, Dave Goodway, Benjamin Eck and Alex Zachdell, and they're doing pretty well. I mean, they're in 12th spot. That is not too shabby. I mean, remember, we did start with 50. Let me just check. I think we're probably, and we got 41 in still. So we've had 9 either come out of the server or disconnected or something, which is a shame. But it's, you know, we've still got 41 teams at it with under 2 3/4 hours left to go, which I think is pretty monumental. I have to say the effort that goes in. Jonas was like, leave me alone, I know what I'm doing tonight. He's shouting at the pit crew. I mean, oh dear. I bet that was probably because whoever he's got doing the voice on there. Wow, are you the pit crew, or are we talking? Has he got like, oh no, has he got crew chief on or something like that? Because he's probably saying, come on Jonas, pull your finger out. And then he's probably going to shout at him, yes, Jester, 12th. They're doing very well. I'll get the other FRL boys for you shortly. So Sergio's in the car at the moment. Those guys are on lap 5:22. So they're actually they're a lap behind the 3 we were just talking about, but they are a lap ahead of this individual, Murad Husinov, in 13th place in the number 1 Ferrari. Oh dear, and we've got ourselves a little bit of contact there, haven't we? We don't want that. So we've got 2 Ferraris, but we don't. We've got Ferrari and two McLarens. And I know that white McLaren because I was fighting with it earlier on. Terence Keenan was in it. I'll see if he's still in it at the moment. And he is absolutely rapid. Is he still in that car? No, it doesn't look like it. So Murad is running in 13th place. Fight for P18. Get there. Get there, Jan, I'll get there. 0.1 in it. Oh, look! It's Fabian Carner. That's just amazing, isn't it? That has just popped up there. Right, let's have a look at this scrap. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. How close do you want that? And I mean, look at the scrapes. Look at the paintwork on that Aston. As we've got one Aston versus the other. Where's he gone? Side by side they go up towards Blanchimont, and who's going to be bravest as they go through there side by side down up towards the bus stop, and that move is complete. So Konstantin Volkov. Now I know Konstantin Volkov. I've had the pleasure of doing comms on him quite a lot, and the 305 gets a cheeky move done as well. That's Giuseppe De Valeris in 17th position. So unfortunately Fabian there has dropped 2 places, but as Jan quite rightly pointed out earlier on, he's only been on, I'll have a look at car 14 in 1 second, dude, 1 second. So Jan was pointing out earlier on that Fabian's only been on ACC for about 3 months, and bang, straight into a 24-hour race. So well done to you. Well done to you. And it's still running in the top 20, which is, you can't really ask for much more than that, really. To be fair, are these two pretty close? No, they're not. So Pascal Petris. Pascal, he does a lot of running in ERS as well. I do the comms over there, and he's running in the 96 Ferrari as the FBR guys. And yeah, quick driver, very consistent. So he's on lap 5:21. He's in a bit of no man's land at the moment. He's got a lap in front of him to Murad, and he's got a lap behind him to Guido Mitra, who we shall have a quick look at right now. So Guido in the 181 Ferrari. Evidently this is the Italian job team. I think they have about 400 teams in this event, or maybe just 4, something like that. They've got a lot, which is great. It's absolutely fantastic. Keddy's in the live chat. Faster. Trying, Keddy. Trying. I did give you guys a little big up earlier on. Been impressed. Been impressed with the consistency there, and loving the update photos that have been going out on Facebook and stuff of the rig and all that. It's really good. Zach Dell. Zach Dell's in. So, Zach Dell, are you still in the chat? Can you just pop a yay or nay in the chat, please, if you're still in there? That would be really good. And Milden's in. Hello, buddy. And how are you on this fine Sunday morning? Zach Dell is in. Right. Milden, hold your horses. Wait there a minute. Right. So, Mr. Zach Dell, do you remember at approximately, I would say, 8:30... Well, maybe 8:28 or 8:35 this morning, you came up behind this really nice little McLaren, yeah, this little Red Kings Motorsport McLaren, and you knew I was in it because you could see my name. And the gap, there was no gap there, and you made a gap. And when I saw you making that gap, I was like, I'm not getting in his way. I am not racing this dude. On you go, but bye-bye. But, yeah, I mean, I would have moved out of the way. No problem. No problem at all, buddy. But, good, let's keep it up. Good. I'm glad you're well, Ben. I'm glad you're well, mate. Yeah, so we are, what are we not? 2 hours, 38 minutes left of the 24 hours of Spa. I don't think anyone's had any sleep. As I say, I definitely haven't had any sleep at all. And Hutch is in as well. Mate, I feel a bit tired. I do feel a bit jaded, but you guys are all going to keep me busy. The action on there is going to keep me busy. That's all good. The stint was all right, mate, actually. The stint was good until my I'm not going to redo the story. My steering wheel, when I was changing the settings to come into the pits on the last lap, went completely bonkers and was making its own selections. And Jan's informed me I need to reinstall the software on it, which caused me to spin. And I tried to kill someone, metaphorically speaking. And I've apologised for that, but that ruined the stint. So I came out and started the stint 25th, 3 corners to go, was still in 25th. So I was quite happy with it. Enjoyed it until that point. I'm not making a ticket. No, I don't do that, Chris. Stop it. Aston ahead of me braked way earlier than expected and brought... Yeah, I think that McLaren did outbrake himself, to be honest. I think he needs to learn how to drive again. There's some good feedback sat down. Or maybe it was just the case of I hadn't had any sleep and thought I don't want to crash into anyone. And it's the first time I've driven the McLaren. But anyway, have you had a good flow, mate? The coffee, I cannot tell you how much coffee I've drank. It is ridiculous. You want me to say that? You want me to do a crofty? But I'm not a crofty. Coops has his own saying. Coops has his own. My sayings are about hello podium chasers and comms by Coops out. Yeah, I'm not going to go, it's lights out and away we go. Oh, Lewis and Max. Right, number 999, do they have damage? Well, Woody's in the car. We'll check him out in a moment. And I do have a bone to pick with them as well, actually, because I heard Chica on his stream questioning who M. Cooper was. Like he should have not have known that. But Guido's doing pretty well. Guido, you've had loads of time. See you later. So, Philip Toma in 16th place is in the 313, and the McLaren last lap was a 2:19.030. We've got somebody taking, wow, and then some massive lift off the oversteer there for Philip, as you saw that. So, on the way up, we'll see if it will do a replay. Replay. Go. Right, so on the way up Radion, you can see we've got a Beamer all out of shape, and evidently Philip's just backed straight out of the throttle there, and we know exactly what's going to happen. The car's just going to go light, the back end, all of that aerodynamics is going to work not in your favour in that instance, which is unfortunately what happened to Philip there. So, in 18th position, oh, Thomas has gone yellow. What's happened to Thomas? No, just coming out of the pits, that's fine. Where do we get to? So, Giuseppe De Valeris in a 305, doing very nicely in that Aston Martin. Hold on. What are they doing to me? Right, have to tell me how you got an invite. Nobody asked me to drive. Well, everybody wanted somebody famous in their team, Chris. That's an obvious one, dude. You sound a bit like him. We want Coops. Yeah, so do I, Daniel. So do I. Oh, dear. Not that I could have. I know, mate. It's not Martin. Okay, anybody watching, you're probably thinking, why is this guy just getting abused by everyone in the live chat? That's because I've been doing this for a long time with a lot of these individuals, and abuse generally seems to be the way that these streams go. It's all friendly banter, obviously. Let me check him out. Right. Jan thinks Woody's been in the wall. Let's have a look. He thinks his car's looking a little bit wayward. So we've got Dewsbury's in. Okay. We'll check that one out in a minute. Where's Woody? There he is. 38th position in the 999. Let's get a closer look at that Beamer. Let's see. No, I don't think so. I think she just looks a little bit grimy. Probably from the little shower we had earlier on. Doesn't look like any sort of wall damage, really. Not that I can see. Maybe I'm wrong, Jan. Maybe these glasses aren't strong enough, but not what I can see at the moment. So Konstantin Volkov in 18th position, the 149. I've commentated on Volkov quite a lot in the Pure Sim Gear GT3 Friday series, and he is absolutely rapid, really consistent. A little bit of a live wire, and he's got floppy bonnet syndrome there. As you can see, that was just tinkering around a little bit. Should do a traction Dave Michael races and put your name in game to comms by Coops. Well, yeah. Well, do you know what? I shouldn't I? I mean, it is on the Discord, but right. Aston time, everybody. Sit back, enjoy. What more do you want to listen to at 11:34 in the morning? Go. There we go. That's fed my little urge to listen to the horrible, dirty Aston for a little while. So Constantine is in 18th place. Sergio Azurio's pitted from 12th, so that may be a driver change. We'll check that one out in a minute. Hold on. Who's singing in the chat? Oh my word. Daniel, I'm loving it, but let's see what he says. I'm not going to read it out because I can see there's maybe a little word in there. My volume, Hutch, is that what you're saying? Is that better? I just made a little tweak. Number 2, because I'm not Danish. Well, that's fair enough. Danish I am not. Hutch, are you saying that's better? Maybe, because I know you had at least 10 beverages last night, plus JD's, because you told us live on the stream. Maybe your hearing is the thing that is impaired, rather than the volume of my voice. So you tell me what you think. Okay, so Constantine, we've had a look at him in 18th position. Then look, there's Fab, he's still running again. I won't call him Fab, doesn't sound good, does it? And Jester's like, yeah. In the number 18, no, when you went to the Aston, it's like what F1 do. Ah, I get it, Hutch. They don't say volume up though, do they? I mean, if we're going to do that, Hutch, listen, mate, if we're going to do that, what they do is they have this little icon, don't they, and they say audio up. Seriously, just make the car sound proper. We'll take over the number 18 in 10 minutes. Alright, Jan. Alright, I'll put an alarm on. There we go. 10 minutes time, it's the Jan Show. I'll keep an eye on you, mate. I'll keep an eye on you. But Fabian's doing a great job there. And so rounding out the top 20, we've got Marianne Zink in the 212 Audi. Previous lap time of 220.235. Again, so this is good. You know, we were all talking through the night, and we were all thinking about the different strategies that people are going to deploy today. And we were like, well, is everyone going to stick the fast guys in first? Yeah. Then let the not quite as fast people go second. Yeah. And then sort of the minions of the group can sort of... Well, obviously, we're not talking about the fast teams, because they're not minions, are they? That's okay, Hutch. Don't worry about it. I'll lay you off. Yeah, but, you know, we were thinking, what's the strategy? Are the big boys going to come out and play again for the end of the race to see if they can make up any places? Fabian is absolutely fabulous. He is. I was going to say, oh, you loved Absolutely Fabulous. It was a decent show back in its time, I'll give you that. My mother used to love watching Jennifer Saunders and Dawn French. I think Smiley's given away a bit of his age there. It's alright. 58's fine. Right, Matt Lee's running in 21st place. Actually, haven't actually had a look at Matt Lee. He wasn't in the car last time. But looking at that, McLaren, I believe that may be... I just want to check if... So Matt Lee's sharing with Dan Whitehouse, Scott Bradley and Ryan O'Sullivan. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, indeed. It wasn't the one that I thought it was, but then... So Matt's doing pretty well, isn't he, really? 21st place, 2:19 flat. I mean, that's some decent pace, isn't it? And he is in 21st position on lap 521. He's also not... He's on the same lap as Jen Urzo. We'll have a look at that in a minute. And our solo warrior, Thomas. I mean, he should just get 1,000 subs straight away, just for being that awesome. If he hasn't already, I don't know. I'll have to look him up after. So yeah, Matt's running 21st there. And then we've got Jen Urzo in the 184. Again, this is the Italian Job Racing team in the Ferrari. So Urzo is 19 seconds down the road, but they are on the same lap. Okay, so things can happen there. And again, you think at this stage of the race, you're thinking about, ooh, that looks a bit juicy, doesn't it? Indeed. Well, it did. Until that happened. So, Giuseppe, Marianne's just put a move on Fabian. I'm not going to show that because that's going to upset Jan. And that was for 19th position. So Marianne's managed to move up there. Now Marianne is now also... How far? That said 0.2. That is not 0.2. That is a lot further than that. So our one-man warrior, Crazy. I'm too old, but my next birthday... Oh. Somebody's giving me a little wave. Now, that type of wave that comes through from Formula Racing League, I would suggest that would be Keddy, but I don't think it is. So who is behind the Formula Racing League? Is it Mr. Williams again, or is it somebody else? There's a team in the race. Well, there wasn't, Daniel, but there might well be now. I mean, I've got a whole pack of chewing gum here. I could write BMW on it. But it's not a bad shout, actually. Not a bad shout at all. So, Thomas is still running in 23rd on lap 521. And then in 24th place, we've got Sven Corvin. Again, somebody that I know very, very well. And Sven. Now, this is the little McLaren that I was fighting against earlier on today. And this car's being shared between Corvin, Jay Clark, and Terence Keenan. Now, when Jay Clark was in the car, I thought, I'm going to have a battle here, because times are very similar, and we're closing each other down and all this sort of stuff. And then he decided to pit, and just ruined all my fun, because Mr. Terence Keenan got in the car, and he's much faster than me. And, well, he just coasted past within a lap. And I didn't see him again until now. But they're doing pretty well in 24th position, so that is good. 25th, we've got Roberto Blatti in the 59 McLaren. Let's have a look at that one. Those guys have been pretty racy, I have to say, in that rather deep red McLaren there. Yeah, that's what I thought, Chris. It must be Keddy. Give that man a package of gum, and I don't have a BMW, unfortunately. Why don't we see if we can get them to give me a BMW, and I'll test drive it for, say, a year, and then I'll give it over. They wouldn't let me do that either. But again, it's all good ideas. So, Blatty's running in 25th. He's on lap 520. Again, he's in the same sort of position now. He's a lap behind Corvin, but he's a lap ahead of Chris Ramakat, who's in 26th position. So let's have a look at Chris. In his McLaren, in the 27 McLaren, last lap of 2:23 flats. So that's steady Eddie pace. That's that's what you've got to say with that. As we've got those two in front, just put in a move. They're going to touch. Are they going to touch? Don't touch. Well, they didn't, thankfully. And Chris decides, do you know what? I'm going to keep well out of the way of that. Yeah, Vauxhall. Yeah, we'll do that. Why don't we club together and go really old school and buy Nova, which I hated, by the way, back then, and buy some kind of 2-litre engine and stick it in it, and then pretend we all like to go to things like Max Power. That's kind of what kids our age did back then, didn't they, really? So Chris is happily running in 26th at the moment, and then we've got this man here, which I want to have a look at. I'm not going to be biased, but it's my team. Aaron's back in the car, the 666, last lap of 2:19.5. No doubt Aaron and Evan within the Team 2 for Formula Racing, for Red Kings Motorsport. They are the quickest drivers. I mean, they're that fast and we're that slow. There had to be 6 of us in the team. So they were hoping the 4 of us, me, Jamie, Cass and Lurches, they were hoping that together we might be able to drive at a half decent pace. But we had other ideas and said, no, you guys were in 11th earlier. We'll give it you back in 25th, 26th. It's about setting challenges, So Aaron's doing pretty well there. Now, in terms of lappage, he's on lap 520, so he can challenge Chris Raymaker. And what's the gap? It's 55 seconds between them. So, I mean, that's a sizable gap. But remember, Chris was doing 2:23 flats. Aaron's doing 2:19. Well, that's just done a 2:19.2. So there's a 4-second-ish gap between them. So that, that won't take too many laps for that to come down. Maybe 12 odd laps if they stay at exactly the same pace and there's no incidents. That would probably work. But good luck, Aaron. In 28th place, we've got Giuliano Guarneri. What a great name that is. And I was going to say, that sounds potentially like it could be in the Italian job. And surprisingly, it is. It is like doing the ERS commentary, to be fair, because that is all European individuals. I think there are 3 British chaps in there. We've got a Clarkson, a King, and something else, which aren't difficult, and the rest are very exotic names. which is great. It just expands, well, gives me more to do. So Giuliano running in 28th position on lap 5:17. Does have someone else on the same lap as him, which would be Ryan Reed behind. Now Ryan's 28.5 seconds further down the road in 29th position. So let's have a look at Ryan's Aston. There you go. It's the Wesset boys. All doing very, very nicely indeed. So whilst we're just making our way through everybody, I am keeping my eye on doubters. Yep, so don't worry. Something looks like it's getting close. We will cut to that. We don't want to miss any actual race action, as it were. But again, I think it is only right and fair that we give everybody some airtime. Everybody should get some airtime. Hence why I'm also letting everyone know who they're sharing the cars with, because it may be that at different times on streams, not everybody's been mentioned, and you're all here. You're all putting in the hours. So you all deserve to have that mentioned. So on that front, the guys sharing the car. Where's Ryan? Where's Ryan? Okay, so Ryan is sharing his vehicle with Afonso Suto, Sergio Baiano, Adam Coop, and Lewis Kett are the co-drivers for Ryan. And actually, I need to do that. I need to do that for the other guys, don't they? P8 and P9. It's good, you see, because what happens is everyone knows I'm just going to waffle on and give everyone airtime. So the other smart individuals just keep their eyes on other little bits that are going on. So let's have a look at P8 and P9. Thank you very much. I'll have a little bit of that, indeed. So, no, I want that one. Well, move's done. So, Jonas, the Viking warrior with a broken bonnet. Doesn't care about the aerodynamic effects on that. He just wants to get there quicker, and he finds himself in 9th place. And Soris is going down there. Jonas is just coming up towards La Source, and Sandro is a bit further down the field. So evidently that move was done and dusted. But thank you, Chris Pizuk. I always appreciate that. Now I've got to remember where I was. Right, we were doing Ryan Reed. So Giuliano Guarneri shares his team with Mika Cavatera, Damiano Baracco, Giacomo Palladino, Matteo Minelli, and Pasquale Ruggiero. Oh, come on, it's brilliant. Pitbull's playing trip. Don't worry, mate. It happens all the time. ACC TV does the same to me. That's why I just decide not to. Well, I'll just do what I want, really. So we've been through the 29 of Ryan Reed. Ryan's looking like he needs to get a past him. That also looks like an Italian job, but that's a BMW. So Wesset Racing just making their way through the pack. Don't need to be taking any massive risks, and that McLaren's following suit as well. Again, this is what it's about at this stage. You've got 2 hours 20 minutes left, just under. It's now about just keeping your pace. Okay, mistakes will happen, that's fine, but it's about trying not to make those mistakes. And if that means you're a little bit slower and you leave yourself a little bit more margin, maybe in terms of where you're placing the car or your braking points, acceleration points, you know, how twitchy that right foot is of yours, they're all the right things that you need to do at this stage. Okay, unless it's an absolute fight for position. But again, even with 2 hours to go, lots can happen. D'Agostine Lauren is in 30th position. There we go, in the 127 McLaren. Let's have a look at her, shall we? Doing quite nicely there. 101 seconds down the road from Ryan Reed. Lap down, unfortunately, but is sharing lap 518 with 2 others, which we will obviously have a look at very, very shortly. Sharing this particular drive, we've got Marco Russo, Campos Jean Guillaume, and Mathis Gonet, or Gonet, however you would actually pronounce that, obviously. So 31st, we've got Tobias Piachotta in the Tacos BMW. I know Chris alluded to this earlier as well, like I did. Tacos, we love tacos at Formula Racing League. And by the way, I have to say, if you haven't had a look at what else we do, you know, we're all here for a long time. Pull up another screen. have a look at the Formula Racing League.co.uk website. Have a look at all of the stuff we've got going on, not just on PC. We've got leagues that have been running on PS4 and PS5 since they began on those consoles. And where is the link to Tacos? Tacos was one of initially was like the main series on a Tuesday evening, Taco Tuesdays, and that has just grown and grown and grown, and you've got 3 full grids on PS5, you've got full grids on PS4. It's fantastic. So we like that one. We like that one. Tobias is sharing his drive with, let's give you that information, Olya Ator, Alexei Kulabukov, and you, that Alexei, I think it was you, stumped me earlier on with that name, but well done. And then we've got Stefan Nevmedzki, that is a good one. I need a bit of practice on that one. And Alexander Avakov. That's as good. That is as good as I can get that particular team. And I've just realised I did a different team. So Tobias shares with Robert Webber, Philip Pechota, Lucas Ray, Max Webber, and Alexander Tannhauser. That was a lot more simple, wasn't it? Because they're in 30th position. So here we have, just doing the pits. We've had a look at them already. So Stefan in the 495 BMW, currently running in 34th position. Last lap was a 220 flat, which is, you know, a 220. It's quick. 220. I know it's not 216, 217, 80 and fast. But to normal human beings, 220 is it's not a bad time, is it really? So to keep having that pace at this stage is always impressive. And we've already ran through who is sharing that drive. Right, let's move on to car number 74. So, 74. Hold on a second. It's the 666. So, Dewsbury's getting a move done there. Come on, big brain. It's not for position. Just jump on board. Let's have a little bit of. You're fine on here, but Twitch is very jittery. I don't know, mate. It's restreamed. It is restreamed, my friend. So I don't know why it would be. If I just check my, let me check my vitals out for you, Smiley. No, all good. 60 FPS. CPU's low. So I'm not sure. Not sure why it's doing that on the Twitch, unfortunately, but. As you say, I know I'm looking at both. I mean, they both look alright to me. But just remember, guys, this is being sent out both on the Twitch. If that seems a bit twitchy, sorry, then come across onto the YouTube channel. You can watch them both. ADS Thursdays, Audi Evo 2 at Imola this Thursday. So Hutch runs the Thursday League on the PS5, and we call it Arrive, Drive and Survive. A bit like going through Rayon and Eau Rouge, really. As Matt Redfern easily coaxes that Aston up the hill. So let's see who Matt's sharing his drive with, shall we? Matt's sharing the car with Stephen Tomazic, Neil Eldridge and Corey Haslam. They are the 4 individuals involved with car number 44 from Big Brain Racing. And Traction Dave is in the live chat. I will say good morning, Stu. We've got 7 minutes left of the morning. You did quite well in your stint, Traction, didn't you? Michael was that scared to talk to you. He had to come over into my chat, into Team 2's chat, as to not put you off. But well done, mate. Is all okay in the land of the 444? Is a good question, to be quite honest with you. So Redfern's doing really nicely there. Good pace on him. In 34th place, so Stefan's obviously moved down the grid a little bit. Which is unfortunate. We've already ran through details on that one. And then in 35th place, we've got the 325 BMW, which is Adriano Gregorelli. And where are they at the moment? So last lap of 2:24.467. Okay, yeah, not too shabby, buddy. It's going really well. Still got 2 track cuts if we need them. Keep them in your pocket, dude. Keep them in your pocket. Good to hear. Good to hear. It was good to watch some of that action yesterday. rather than having any sleep. But yes, we're all silly like that sometimes, aren't we? So 35th place, lap-wise on 5:16. So Adriano's in a really difficult position at the moment, and Kino's saying well done to Dave, 100%. Adriano's on lap 5:16, so he's 2 laps ahead of Salvatore Toscano in 36th place, but he's 3 laps down on Stefan. So really is in a sort of no man's land at the moment, and I think the motivation for Adriano and his team, which, as we've been doing with everyone else, is Niccolo De Fade, Francesco Marchetti, and Carlo Dorazio. I like that one. I like that name. Those individuals, I think your main aim at the moment is going to be just to have some stability and get to the end of the race, because you never know what's going to happen in front. You just don't. You don't know what's going to happen. So just got to keep that pace there. Well done to you guys for getting this far, most certainly. In 36th place we have Salvatore Toscano, who's running in the 182 BMW for the Italian job, and I do believe this was potentially the one we were just looking at earlier on. A little bit of paintwork issue there. Nothing too major. Well, Salvatore is on lap 5:15, so Salvatore's sharing his lap with the individual behind. We'll look at that a little bit more in a second, and let's see who Salvatore is sharing his drive with today. Where are you, Salvatore? There you go. So, Luigi Colucci, David Medui, Antonio Pina Antonio. That name was definitely out in a stint when I last did it. And then Giorgio Burgio. Nice. And Traction. There's a bit of a love fest going on in the chat. It's great. Good to see. So that's 36th place, ladies and gents. Right. Reynaldi Wijaja. That is a great name. 221, 287 was the last lap in 37th place. That's a lovely livery. And again, you might, if you're watching, you might be thinking, come on, Coops, why are you not looking at all these other cars? Yeah, it's very simple. We will look at all the cars, but we've still got 2 hours and 10 minutes left. A bit longer. I want everybody to have some airtime. Everyone that's put the time and effort into their liveries, or have got a friend or family member or someone in their team that's done the liveries, everyone needs to see that. Yeah, everyone needs to be congratulated for being still out on track, or their support network. So we're looking at Rinaldi at the moment. So Rinaldi's sharing his drive with Billy Ebenhazer, Rafif Prahashtia, that's a good name, Ferdy Jerry Ramadan. So those 4 individuals are sharing the 420, and as I say, they've just got to keep it going. In 38th position, we have Alan Brown in the 999 BMW. Now we know Woodward was driving this car earlier on. We know Gedman was driving this. Well, you might not know, but I know Gedman was driving this car earlier on, as was Chica. And so I did say we'd touch on this story. And they're running on lap 413. 1 lap and 2 laps. Okay, so they're not really going to be making up any places at this stage. However, Brizzle with a 220.3, that's some good pace. That is some very good pace. Funny story, well, not funny story, Brizzle only ported over from sort of the console. It's probably about maybe 10 weeks, maybe a smidge longer than that. Not much though, and he just took to it like a duck to water. And it's really nice meeting him when we had our FRL meetup at Donington a few weeks ago. Good to meet so many chaps that we spend a lot of time chatting to, and all those good bits. That's what we do in FRL. That's why you should all come and join FRL. But Alan's doing pretty well there. So the story that I was going to allude to was when I was doing my stint, a certain chap called Ian Thompson was driving, and I came out the pits. And then Gedman comes on, and Gedman had just woken up. You could tell, and he said, I'd just woken up. And Chica was like, well, who's M. Cooper? And Gedman, I know he literally just opened his eyes, but he had to think. And he got there, bless him. But then Chica said something on his stream, and I didn't quite catch it. Now, I think what he said was, this guy is godly. That's what I think. I think he said that. I mean, he might not. But if he's not watching, we'll never know. So I'll go with my option. think he was really impressed with my pace at how well I spun the car and took out that Aston Martin. But yeah, Gedman, Thompson, Woodward and Alan Brown, they are your other Formula Racing League team currently with us. And again, well done you chaps. It doesn't matter whether you're 38th, 41st. I won't count first, second or third, because those positions, obviously, they do matter. Because those guys would be gutted if they didn't get a podium after being there for so long. In 39th position, we have Liam Wasocki Bostock in the 205 BMW. Little disclaimer going out there for a second, ladies and gents. If you all hear either some rather loud children or banging or stomping, I am in my little man cave, comms cave office type thing, and there are beautiful little children running around the house. Of course there are. So just to let you know. Yeah, so Liam Wasocki Bostock in the 205 BMW. Now, there was a big clamber earlier on, if you remember. It was sort of, hello, OSR, Romain, how are you? I will get to number 129. I'm sure I've already done that one, but we will go back and have another look for you. Just bear with me for 2 minutes, just while I finish this little segment, please. So there was a big clamber earlier on for the 205, and I did say, well, you know, what was the, what was the thought process behind the livery? And the answer from one of the drivers was, we wanted the car to stand out. And these Simplay guys, they've got that down to a T. You're never going to miss that car. I mean, it was pretty scary in front of me when I did my stint, but you're not going to miss that one. So, well done to you, Liam, in 39th. Liam is sharing his drive, incidentally, with Naris Plevins and Matthew Duffin. And that those three individuals are completing this, well, rather epic endurance event. In 40th place, we've got Luke, Michael, Mitchell, whichever way. BMW drivers need to learn to drive, just saying. Traction Dave, I know you're probably just doing a slight at your mate Michael because he has a BMW, but that's probably just because you're jealous you've got an MX-5. And you probably both went to the same place and said, I want a drop top. Yeah, and then you closed your eyes, because I know you're a chilled dude, and you just went that way. I'm trying to deflect in case you're trying to say something about other BMW drivers, Dave. So anyway, Luke Mitchell in the 128 BMW, last lap of 226 flat. So that car is by no means on the pace. I don't think we could sugarcoat that, but the one thing that car is doing, it's in 40th place. It's still running, yeah, after... What are we talking about? We've got 2 hours and 5 left. So after almost 22 hours, it's still running. And Luke is sharing his drive with Hugo Docquas, Gerard Codomine, Coin Julien, and Henrique Ferrara. Those are your individuals in the 128. And then finally, last but not least, and seriously not least, we've got Bimo Aya in the 69 BMW, last lap of 4:15.583. I'm assuming there's probably a pit stop in there because the car doesn't look, we have another look from the front, the car doesn't look massively damaged, no, so that's going to be a pit stop, maybe the longer stop to fix some previous damage. How is the man by himself? Is he still in the lobby? I'm alright, Dave, to be fair. I mean, I'm doing okay. I've got lights, I've got some water here. We all know I've got a special pack of chewing gum, which is potentially going to go to Thomas if he does complete the race. Thanks for reminding me. I need to keep hydrated. And Bimo is sharing his drive with Abda Azkia and Fareza Ali Saidani. I know I got that wrong. Fareza, I probably got that wrong as well, so I do apologise. So, that is everybody that we've been through. Now, I need to do my special request because we do that. Car 129. Let me go and find that one. Then we can start having a look at these other battles that are going on. Start really enjoying some of the driving that's going on. You have to bear with me. Cesar. Oh, okay, now. OSR Remain, can you, well, I need you to either confirm or deny. So there was a claim made earlier on today when I was following Cesar, and I think it was a chap called Marco, I believe, in the live chat when I was doing comms yesterday, said that Cesar is actually a real-world GT Fanatec Challenge driver. Is that true? Or has everybody just, like, got me on a hook? I will await your answer on that one, and let's get on board. Well, if he is a real-life driver, let's get on board and see how to drive one of things. And I did also say earlier on, you know, Cesar is in 5th place at the moment. The 4 in front are doing an absolutely amazing job. If this guy is what I'm being told he is. So into No Name, that might be something we could do again. We could do a little lap guide, couldn't we? We haven't done one during this session. I mean, I know you guys know the track. If you've been watching it for any of the last 22 hours, you should know the track by now, and I'm sure you all drive. Sully says yes, he is. Is he really? That's amazing. That is amazing. Well, I'm going to take note then. Go fast there. Go fast there. He's 18. But go slow there. Fast there. I'm getting it. I should have watched this before I did my stint, shouldn't I? Turn the corner. Don't hit anyone. Yeah, that's right. He's 18. Wow, youngster. Well, he might be 18, but we've got Dewsbury. Dewsbury's not 18, is he? No, he's not. Brilliant though. Fantastic to see. But yes, he is. Does this mean that we can all race against him? Well, I think the answer to that, Dave, is yes, we can all race against him. We can't buy you a GT3 car, buddy, because we've got to buy a BMW for Thomas. And I'm going to go and have a quick look at Thomas, actually, because I have been asked about that. James Perry is back in the 44. So let's see if James Perry in his BMW, currently in 9th position, 26 seconds down the road, on the same lap. Ooh, we've got 4 on the same lap. This is what I'm talking about. This is going to start to develop. Vincenzo Soris in the 307 is in 7th place. Jonas Baggersgaard is in 8th place. Floppy bonnet Viking guy. James Perry in 9th currently, and then Yannick Plus, or Plus. Sorry, Yannick, butchered your name, is in 10th position. Please feel free to shout or throw something at me so I get it correct. Murad's gone yellow on my screen, which means he's had a little bit of an off. And Alex Zakdal, quickly look at Alex in the 41 Aston. Alex is evidently out there trying to find more gaps to create. Indeed, Cesar's driving for Saint Logic Racing in an Audi R8. Thank you, Daniel. I bet. How many of you are on Google? How many of you have just gone, really? So, Daniel, you win a prize because you told me who he's racing for first. So you get one of Thomas's chewing gums. That's as far as we can go. But thank you for the information. I really appreciate that. So again, we were saying things are going to start to develop, and Dipolito's now in the 737 for the other FRL. So things are going to start to develop now in terms of people on the same lap. So we've got Dipolito. Sorry, it's okay. They're all not too far apart, are they? I hope Mr. Perry. Yeah, thank you, Daniel. Yeah, Fanatec GT. Yep. I hope Mr. Perry has a good stint. I do. You know, since I started watching him when he joined on the Super Sprints and on the Pure Sim Gear GT3 Fridays, I was immediately taken back by how quick he was. And he is absolutely rapid. Last lap of 2:18, 2:92. Do Audi let him drive? There's always one. There's always one, and it's always that one. So Smiley in the chat is saying, well, do Audi let him drive an Aston? No, not the only one. Oh no, the only one is in. JR Lockaload is in to support. Well, I've got you. I've got the car on, mate. I've got the car on. I'm giving away my So you should. So you should. So James is looking to keep battling his way back through the field. He has got some individuals in front of him who are on the same lap, so he does have an opportunity to do that if he can keep that pace and consistency, which I'm 100% sure that he will do. Yannick in the Porsche. The only Porsche, I do believe, I think there was a few people asking that question throughout the night, is the sole Porsche runner, which again is a little bit surprising. Porsche is usually half decent around here, and then people probably think she's going to kill me at a Rouge, and then probably stay away from her, but we have not listened to the Porsche today either. We'll have a look at the Porsche, and then we're going to have a look at Thomas and see how he's getting on. To No Name. Actually, I wonder how much fuel he's got on board in terms of his stint, to see if we can get an appreciation. He can drive any car he wants in the game. The trouble starts if he does it in real life. Yeah, facts, Smiley, facts. I am so tired. Does anybody want to stand in for me to go to a kid's birthday party? There's a BMW up for grabs that Daniel's providing. Right, so as you can see, Yannick is just, well, I'm thinking Yannick is fairly new into his stint, because he wasn't, or that name wasn't the one when we were doing our initial guide, was it? Who was it? It was Thomas Radomar was in previously, so this is going to be a new stint, so I'm assuming fully laden with fuel. As we come up towards Blanchimont, let's just have a little watch and a listen. Nice through there. Move done into the bus stop. No point in that McLaren fighting, because the McLaren knows this is not the position. Yeah, the last thing you want at this stage is any form of knock off damage. Why risk it? Why risk it? Yeah, unless we're there's still an hour and 56 left to go. Why risk it? You've got to undo all that hard work that you've put in over the last 22 hours. Yeah, wow, and it's not 22 hours, is it? Qualifying, free practice, all the practice you've done over the last few weeks. It's not 22 hours, it is much more than that, and that's why I think we've actually been seeing some very, very good driving this evening. Very good driving. But I did say we would move on and have a quick look at our man, still in 23rd place in the pits. So he's coming in for his 500th stop of the day. I wonder if he takes a slightly longer pit stop so we can grab a drink, or maybe go to the toilet. I can't imagine him. Maybe he's just starved himself of all food and water and any type of nutrients or beverage, so he can actually just sit there for 24 hours. I still don't think the human body would allow you to do that. But yeah, great livery, 24 hours solo, driving solo. You've got to like that. This guy is an animal, but what type of animal? Traction. That's the question. Palabest 83, hello, thank you for the work and possibility to participate at this show. Very nice work for all the staff. Now, Italian job. Push, 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 push. The wall. Obviously not. Obviously not. Oh no, Jamie's in as well. Well, they're all at it today. No one's got anything to do on a Sunday, so everyone thinks, I know, we'll go to annoy Coops. And that's totally fine, as long as there is one caveat, ladies and gents, which you know what it is. And I know we're looking at Thomas sticking his butt in the air there. I'm joking, Palas. I'm joking, Pala. Obviously not the wall. We don't want the wall, not at this stage, as you've got one of your boys, the 184, Jen Urzo. Jen Urzo's just pulled in now, so I wonder who he's got to change. Does that mean... Should Thomas have a quicker pit stop, though, if there's no driver change? I mean, technically. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. You get a minute and a half, yeah. Run. Go, go, go. It's bad enough for me when I start my stream and I know I've got 5 minutes before it normally starts. I'm thinking, right, let's go over here, make some... bonkers. And Jan's out in his car, which we're going to have a look at. Of course we are, because Jan was telling me, almost minute by minute, that he was on very shortly. So we will go and have a look at him. But, yeah, it's all good. It is all good. You do a brake change, true, but it is only a minute, yeah. Well, it's a minute and 15, actually, for a brake change. Well, we had it as a minute 15, but he is taking a bit longer than that. So, GT Jamie, Hello, buddy. I hope you are well, mate. Got to have a bucket beside him with a funnel. Yeah, wow, that is the other potential remedy to that situation, isn't it? Either that, or he's gone and set his rig up in some kind of barn, like a giant man litter, potentially. Although I doubt that is the case as well. So the screen has decided to change for me because evidently I wasn't looking at anybody. But I wanted to see how long Thomas took in the pits, guys. But we're looking at Dippolito in 6th position, just getting that move done on the I want to be. No, he hasn't gone to sleep. The I want to be seen BMW, and we can see you. We can indeed see you. So let's have a little recap. Let's go a bit further up the grid. Tommy Villan is now in the Honda. A last lap, a 2:18.17. Oh no, Thomas crashed. Oh no. As in Tom. No, no, no. Don't do this to me. Don't tell me he's crashed. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Oh no. And one's left the grid. Okay, I'm going to just go through this a little carefully. Oh, so these games crash when he's in the pits. Oh, Nugget Box. That is shocking. Gutted. Look at that. 22 hours and 8 minutes complete. 1 hour 52 to go of a solo effort and the game crashes. Oh, man. Well, on the bright side, that saved Daniel a BMW, and it saved me a pack of chewing gum. So there's always silver linings and all that, but that is a real shame. It really is. Unlucky. So, the number 1 Honda in making its move past the I want to be seen BMW, and that move gets done. Now, I didn't actually check, so who have we got in that car? So, Tommy Villan, Jeremy Bonadeur, Bryce Mingway, I watched him earlier. Julian Moore, Kevin Chartier, and Nazir, who I watched earlier on. Yeah, so Tommy Villan, I believe, was the first driver in for these guys. Very, very quick and consistent, as you can see. Is currently on lap 554, a lap ahead of Simone De Nicola. Simone De Nicola again, so that was your first driver in for the 17 in 2nd place as well. It's just crazy to see. Let me actually have a look and see just how consistent these boys are being in terms of their lap times. 2:17. So Tommy. So these guys have now got the quickest lap of the race with a 2:17.780. Now it does say if they actually put together their quickest sector 1, 2, and 3, they would potentially get a 2:17.5, which would be pretty good, wouldn't it? 2 laps. They've got 2 laps ahead of the guys in 2nd place. So 2nd place, Simone De Nicola in the 17th. They have then also got a couple of laps back to Chris Vining in 3rd place. Come on, let's have a look. Listen to the Honda. We haven't listened to the Honda yet. That's what I said, Daniel. Yeah, that's what I said about the Beamer. But yeah, Chris, I do think you're correct. Try and disconnect and reconnect again. Try and get in. You know, you've got to finish this race. 100% agree with you. You just knew that was going to happen. You just knew. It's just... That was inevitable. That move on the brakes there as we go through Lacombe. On the way down towards Bruxelles in the Honda. On those brakes, down into 2nd gear, get the car turned in, pick up the 2nd apex, then we're going to squeeze on the throttle, drift out to the left hand side, then move back across to the right for no name, dab at the brakes in some cars, down change in others, use all that exit curve. You've got to be very careful though, very careful the back end doesn't try and rotate on you. Then on the way down into Podium, fence on the right hand side, orange marker, down a couple of gears, just pause for a second. Once the car starts to tuck in, then against its double apex left-hander, then get on the throttle out to the right-hand side, pull it across the left under the total bridge, where the curb's starting into campus, down into 3rd gear, 2nd gear, that's what I would be in, squeeze the throttle back off. Again, as soon as you get on that little rumble strip on the left, that's your key to get back on the power across the left-hand side for the curb into Stavolo on the brakes, trailing 2nd. It's a little bit deep there, but he's managed to keep the pace running through, certainly. And then through the rather tricky right-hander, which not everybody can do flat, me included. It's always tricky, that one. And then the back straight, absolutely flat out up here, up towards Blanchimont. Let's get the car on the right hand side. We're going to straddle the Astro there, get it tucked in, but there's no lift on. There shouldn't be any lift in there, it's just straight through. And then get the car straightened up under the bridge. You've got a line across the track around about now on the brakes, hard down into first gear, trail in, little squeeze of the throttle there, then off. Get the car turned in, apex throttle on, use all of the exit on the right hand side, and there you go, there's your dash to the start finish line. And what kind of lap time are we putting in there? 2:18 flat. Very, very nice. Nugget Box says Thomas seems to be back on track. Let us find him. Thomas. Come on, be on track. We've got 41 in. That is a good sign. He's there. There he is. Come on, Thomas. I mean, obviously, I'm impartial. I want everybody to do well. Of course I do. But everyone else has like a 3, 4, 5 man advantage. So I bet he's got to be glad he's back in. But you've got to think, right, that all the computer systems and everything we use, they must be roasting hot. So from my point of view, so obviously I've watched this entire event. Yeah, I've watched other guys do comms. I've been in and out of my 2 team streams. I've been in and out of other people's streams. I've done my own comms. And when you're doing the comms, you're running all your softwares in the background as well. There's a lot of stuff going on, believe me. Then I'm doing a stint of the racing as well. And this stuff gets ridiculously hot. Yeah, obviously, this isn't a water-cooled... I know he's lost 4 spots, but he's still in the race. He's still in the race. Isn't that another livery? It does look a bit like a... Maybe he just wanted to show off a new one. I don't know. It does look a little bit different. Or maybe it just looks clean. That might be what it is. It just looks very clean, doesn't it? You race in VR. My head, yes, 100%, Bob. 100%. I was very fortunate. A friend of mine had a Rift S and lent it to me and said, just see what you feel. And I used it. I have to, and obviously the Rift S is, bottom of the pile. I get that. It's very budget, but just for the sensation of doing it. And after the first 3 laps of feeling actually sick, it was a whole new level. It's just amazing. I mean, what an absolute amazing thing to have in sim racing. But I couldn't do it. I would boil. My head would boil. Absolutely. But I can imagine it would be a whole other level. So maybe the point of that ramble was maybe our man Thomas. Maybe all his stuff just got a little bit too hot. And just decided it needed a little bit of a break. Can't handle this anymore. I'm shutting down for a sec. Who knows? But he's back in, and that is all that counts. So we were looking... Where's Jan? We didn't get to Jan, did we? Come on, Jan. We were looking at James earlier on. Jonathan Di Clevo is now in the 129 Aston. We've got Dippolito. So James Perry in 7th place. You can see he's behind him on track here. Yes, Mr. Cooper Racing. Yes, he has changed his livery. I think that's why he did it. I think I thought, I'm just going to change livery. They're obviously talking about me. Let's try and mess with their heads. I don't know. So Jonathan is now in the 129. The OSR Aston. You think that's what wow. Why not? Why not? He's more than part of the show, isn't he? And I'm sure he's going to remember that he wasn't forgotten, which is very important, I think, when we do these things. So, I was just saying, if we look on track, let me just change camera angle on that. Okay, so we'll see, just going through, right, just coming through in the background there, you've got James Perry. Yes, Jonathan's in 5th currently. James is in 7th. But James is a lap down, and in between these guys, somewhere on the track, 135 seconds, is Dippolito in the 737 Aston Martin. So, shunted someone and thought I needed disguise. Maybe that's exactly what it is, Ryan. Our minds just make up some serious stuff, don't they? But I mean, you never know. That might be what it is. Hitcham is in the number 307 Aston Martin, as you can see by that last lap time of a 3:46. Where's Jan? Come on, Jan. There he is. Let's give Jan a bit of time, because Jan is a great dude. I really like Jan, and you know, is always in and out of all the live chats. He's a very courteous guy, I think, is how I would describe Jan. And you know, when he sees me getting into a bit of a ramble and talking about a million different teams and who all their drivers are in each team, you know, him and others, yeah, which I'm grateful for, always pop up and go, excuse me, you need to have a look at this. Although usually Jan is usually telling me about his other drivers, but there we go. He's currently running in 19th position in the number 18 Aston Martin. And let's have a look at the back. Let's have a look at the back of that pose, that lovely Pacco's BMW. Nugget Box says, shunting someone and disguising might as well changing game. Might as well. Might as well. Maybe his name's Nugget Box. Right, as we go through the bus stop, I think we should enjoy a little bit of Eau Rouge and Radeon from a rather low-down viewpoint, shall we? Because, you know, it always gives us a different feeling. You can see the speed of everything coming at you, going under the car, the different undulations, markings on the road, the curbs, all those bits. And, wow, again, it's just something else which I find absolutely fantastic on this, unless it messes with the entry list. Yeah, it would definitely mess with the entry list. So a little bit of a lift there. So that, wow, I thought that Beamer was the back. You saw the back end, the back right of the Beamer there, as you went over the top of Radio, and you saw how much it lifted. And I thought the body roll was going to be a little bit more, to be honest. Thankfully, it wasn't. So into Lacoon we go, hard on those brakes, into second gear, get it tucked in, squeeze, and then off again. Gentle squeeze, keep it going. Put it up into third before we apex into the corner, and then straight back on the throttle, squeeze it on. Beautiful. Beautiful, ladies and gents. Come on, do your job. There we go. TheSimZone.com. Or, going light in Eau Rouge is another level of scary. It is, indeed. Which is why, actually, I've got to say, when I did my stint earlier on in the McLaren, it's the first time I've driven the McLaren, or if anyone's interested, my actual first GT3 race on PC, because I've been in COMMS for a year. And it was very, very interesting. Don't say that, Daniel. You're going to ruin it. Yeah, try it in the Honda. I definitely, yes. I mean, I have heard, as rapid as the Honda is, she is most definitely on a knife edge. Whereas the McLaren, I'd never driven it before, and she was absolutely, I just absolutely smashed it every time up Eau Rouge. Wasn't even a thought in my head. Wasn't even a, ooh, maybe, well, shall I do some, you know, different, just bang, done. Whereas I think if I was in one of the more leery vehicles, you know, like the Porsche or the Honda, then I would probably be a little bit like, is there not a shortcut? Are you in the Lambo? Oh, blimey. Blimey. Okay. The Lambo doesn't get as much love as she should, I don't think, Bob. I really don't think she does get as much love as she should do. She sounds fantastic, but she is a diva, we know that. We know that. But well, they've all got their different characteristics, haven't they? Or each different car. Everyone who watches my streams can see where this is going now. Does somebody want to put it in the live chat before I do? Let's do that. Let's see if my guys know what's coming next. I never ruin things. I just make way for the next guy to smash it. Yeah. Good. Became my main after the Bentley. It did. I 100% agree. And my teammate actually was saying that because he was always a Bentley guy, and then he got onto PC, went on to PS5 actually. Although they're very, obviously they're not the same. I get that they're still worlds apart, but obviously the PS5 with the 1.8 update and those couple of patches is getting closer in terms of the physics. It's not the same as on PC, and his main complaint when he did a 2-hour Bathurst endurance event was the Bentley was just always trying to get into a slow slide, not snappy oversteer where you know and feel and can correct. It was just one of those long, which is what I used to find with the Aston over on the other side. Dave Keane. Dave, that's for you. I'm going to send that in the post. Look at that. Look at that. This is going to be a collector's item one day because it has the Queen on the back. Yeah, not the King. Kino is rightly. Oh, he's just put in the live chat. Wow. Coop's Cars. Well, if you want me to say it, if you do go onto my YouTube channel, everybody, which this is also being streamed on at the same time, yeah, there's a section on there called COMMS Cars, where all of the GT3 cars within ACC are reviewed by my good self. Probably doesn't make any sense, probably isn't right, but I think it kind of is. So if you got 3.5 minutes spare one day and you want to watch about a different car, there you go. Happy days. Thank you very much. Kino, I'll post that out to you, mate, right? Your address is in my wallet. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, comms by Coops. Yes, Smiley, that Honda. Mr. Woodward. Neil, how are your stints, mate? How were your stints? We've been having a look at you guys, and we've been talking to everybody. But how you doing? Hope you're well, mate. Hope you are well. 1 minute. 1 minute? Imagine that. 1 minute 37 left of the race. No, 1 hour 37 left of this race, and our man Tommy, as we're seeing there, is still comfortably out in front. He's got a BMW behind him, but that's not for position, and that's not going to trouble him at all. So let's have a look at Simone, and Di Nicola. And those, so Tommy's on lap 560 at the moment, and then we've got Di Nicola is on 559. And Traction's in as well. You know what, guys? I hope you are all making sure that you are either following on the Twitch channel, or if you haven't yet, you are jumping over onto the YouTube channel, which you can see is rolling across your screens for a long time, and maybe dropping a like in there if you want to see any of the other series that we do commentary on and we get involved with. You can consider a sub. Well, that would be absolutely fantastic. At least then I know I haven't spent 24 hours for 1 like and 1 view. The first 2 stints at the start were brilliant. My second just before the midnight mark we will not mention, and the 2 stints I finished just before lunch went well. Came to the conclusion I don't like driving at night. Well, I think that pretty much covers that, Neil. Well, it is more difficult at night time because you can't see as much, evidently, and you're tired, and you were getting involved with comms, mate, as well. So let's not mess about. You've done a lot. You've done an awful lot today, and that will. Don't think any of us do. I'm a morning person. Is that morning or moaning, Dave? Anyway, let's get away. Let's get away from our number 1 guy. Although someone did just pop a thing in there. So Guinean13 says, thanks for the stream and the organisation from the Rolling Goat. You are a very welcome, Rolling Goats. There you go. And thank you for joining in. And, wow, and being so blooming fast. It's fantastic. Come on, Simplay boys. Yeah, we'll get to them again. And Traction says both. That's fair enough. Great work with commentating, mate. Got my feet up now whilst I watch the stream. Finish off the 90 odd minutes. Car 44. Well, we'll see. Now, although this isn't for position, you will remember I did say a couple of laps ago that James Perry, rapido as he is, yeah, obviously had an eventful start, put them way out of position, and I did say that it looked like he was catching up with Jonathan in 5th place. There's obviously a lap between them, so if James gets this done, yeah, I am 100% positive. I mean, I know the guys that are in that stable. I'm not saying anything bad against anybody else, but I know the guys in car 44. If he can get that move done, James is aggressive with his overtaking. I would not be surprised to see if they could maybe get back round. Excuse me, that was terrible. I've just received a text message which I am not going to share with you guys. Next week we'll be there for 8 hours of Bathurst, and so will I. And I am looking forward to that event. There's a lot on. There is a lot going on at the moment. I know we like to keep people busy here at Formula Racing League, and we do try to put on a ton of events that are a mixture: sprints, endurance, hour races, longer events, single make events, all these different things that we try and do. you know, British series, the Italian series, all these things, American series. We're trying to keep you, everybody off the streets, really, aren't we? And that seems to go down pretty well. And as says, a lot on this event has been in the works for a long time, and I think everybody's been absolutely, really, really buzzing to get involved with this event. I don't blame anybody for that. And I think it is going, and has gone, perfectly so far. And it all stops, but it has. It's gone. It's worked very, very well. And then obviously next week, yes, you're correct. We have the 8 hours of Bathurst, which, if any of you don't know what that event is, let me fill you in. Let me fill you in a little bit, shall we? So next week, obviously we know SimGrid, they run their sort of world tour type events, which is pretty much invitation only. So all your big esports teams, all your big influencers on YouTube, surprisingly, they haven't invited me yet. So I will write to them every day until I get a response. No, I'm joking. But yes, so you got the creme de la creme, and all the top teams are going to be there. Invitation only, pretty much. But then they run certain events, or the biggest leagues on SimGrid get offered a space, because evidently those are pulling people in that are going to then see stuff on SimGrid and Coach Dave, and probably start doing subscriptions and all the, you know. So as a way of them saying thank you to that, they normally give the biggest leagues on SimGrid a seat. Bring a team. Come and get involved. Here's a thank you. You know, you're helping us grow at the same time. Bring some of your fast guys and see if you can get involved. Now remember, the top prize for this event is £10,000. So it's not small change. Yeah, I mean, I've just given away one of these to Keno, right? So there's another 9,999 of those. And we decided we didn't want to put a team in. They actually offered us 3 seats because we're that big. Not blowing our trumpet, but we are. We are huge. And they offered us 3 seats, and we declined that. And James, you know, obviously thought, let's see how we can do this a different way. So we're putting on this qualifying event, the 8 hours of Bathurst, next Sunday on the 27th. And basically the top 3 in that event will qualify for their seat at the big table, if you like. So again, we are massively looking forward to that. There's a huge amount of work going on in the background by everybody, comms guys, admin, the whole hierarchy really are busy at work. And then I must also say though, on the same day, so I'm going to become 2 people that day. I'm going to be doing that to start with, and then I have to come away from that because I'm actually doing a charity race as well, which is I feel for a great cause. It's called the Race for Alex. It's run within another league. It's a very good cause, and I did say that I would do their 6 hours of Silverstone for that, just because of what it means. So yeah, again, tons of stuff going on. My wife is going to kill me. Anyway, that's enough, James Perry. Well, James, you have why about Jonathan is defending rather stoutly, isn't he? Let's put it that way. Rather stoutly indeed. But we look forward to seeing you guys next week as well. Certainly do. Being chased down by James Perry. What are their laps? Let's have. I was going to do a check on their comparison on the laps now. Back in the car in 10. Enjoy the comms, gents. Have fun, Cooper. Let's go. Good luck, Dave. Good luck, mate. Are you finishing the race then? Are you? Well, you can't. So you're going to do an hour, and then what? You're going to let Michael do the last hour, half an hour or something. Seem good to give Jan 10,000 for what he's doing. You mean James? Well, what's Jan doing? Why does Jan need 10,000? Oh, yeah. Well, that's going to be dangerous. I don't think he will wake up. I think he's going to get himself into a very, very deep sleep. But we'll see, mate. We'll see. Right, so over the top of Radion we go. Down the Kemmel Straight. These two are still at it. No change with them at all, really. So we can move away. It isn't for position, obviously. There is still a lap between them. But what I will do is I'm going to just randomly pick someone. I'm going to pick... We've had a look at Jan already. Alright, where's O'Sullivan? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Alex is still out. Okay, good. Emil Madsen is now out. in 9th position. Sorry, when I say out, I don't mean out. I mean out in the car. Ryan O'Sullivan right now. Let's see if we can. Again, with Ryan, I commentated on Ryan a lot over the months. And Ryan's always been one of those individuals for me who has always had very good pace. Yeah, so he's 221 flat at the moment. Don't know where he is in his stint and fuel loads and all those bits. But Ryan is normally very, very quick, very consistent. And he went through a spell. Where for love nor money, he couldn't get a finish. Like, he was getting taken out literally every week, and I really felt for the guy. So it's really good to see him back. And do you know what? I'm going to touch wood now, because if he ends up having a crash now when I've just said that, it's going to make me feel really bad. But also confirm I have superpowers. No crash there. Good. So Ryan's doing all right in 21st place. Where is he close? So again, not close with anybody in terms of an actual scrap. I don't think we have anyone that is close for a scrap at the moment. We've got a few on that lap, so let's have a look at these guys. Oh, it's Aaron. So Aaron's got us back up from 27th to 25th. Last lap of 2:19.495. So he is just sat in the 2:19s. It must be so easy to be that good. It must be so easy. If you ever speak to Aaron as well, he's just like, cool, just so relaxed. Yeah, okay, no. And we were doing some practice the other day, and he was like, right, try this, because this was working for him in a certain setup, and everyone was like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. And we're like, well, how are your brakes? And he's like, well, my brakes are red, like, you know, they're completely red, but they're all right. And he just went on a massive stint, and it was fine. He is, Dave. He is. Things that you can only hope you can emulate in the final stints. No pressure. Team 1. But there we go. So Aaron's got himself up to 25th. He's still a lap down. So he's a lap down on Blatty. And I think at the end of the day, you know, 25th and above is not a bad showing when there was a 50 grid to start with. Right, in the live chat, ladies and gents, anybody else want me specifically to look at a car? Happy to do it. Don't feel shy. And here he is in his new liveried car. New person. Actually, who is it who said that? So Daniel said in the live chat, I didn't repeat that at the time because there was a lot going on. I did say earlier on, I hope that he had a room full of people, yeah, that were cheering him on. Because at the end of the day, if he finishes this race and there's no one there, it's like, well done, you just done all that effort for nothing. And then Daniel said, do you think it's one of his mates in the room with him who's jumped in a different car because he doesn't drive that car? And actually, that got me thinking. You want to see number 14? Of course you do. Of course you do. You want to see the bonnet man. 1 second, I'll get onto Emily in a moment. But yeah, I mean, what if that is the case? What if he has a bunch of stigs sat behind him and he's just chucking them in for their own stint? We don't know. We can't see, can we? Right, here you go. There you go, Daniel. Emil Madsen is our next driver in the Honda. Now, let us see. Nobody wants to fit that poor Honda. She's going to feel so neglected. Look at the state of it. What I have to say, though, ladies and gents, is if that Honda is still doing a 218.745, with those aero issues, good luck, Dave. Good luck, mate. With those aero issues, that would be pretty amazing. To be fair, there's more pace in that. There's more pace in her, no doubt. Right, 1 second. Oh, that was pretty good. Shame I've missed that. Right, I just wanted to... Right, now I was hoping I might need to get a little bit of help on this one. Who's in the steward's room? Mr. Williams and Mr. Woodward If you are currently watching the stream, could you ping me a DM, please, one of you? On Discord. That would be pretty good. Got something I'm thinking of trying to do. No, it's nothing like that. Daniel says, again, pit repair is not a thing. Yeah. I 100% believe you, because it's the third time we've had a look at her, and she's in that particular state, so it's all good. Right, Woody's pinged me a message. Thank you, dude. Hold on, ladies and gents. This is what you call multitasking. We'll watch Fast Car. We'll talk about the comments, and I'll send a message. Right, that's gone. Okay, sorry for that. I did, you know, it was obviously valuable time. But then, Daniel, you got to listen and see all of that broken Honda in its glory. Thanks for the support, but we don't actually have aero damage. It's just a visual bug. Thank you, Bangers Guard. Well, now we know. Now we know. Now we know indeed. Right, so I'm just trying to set something up. So we'll see if that comes to fruition, and if the people that I want to get involved with that do want to get involved with it. What we got left? 1 hour 21 minutes until the end of this 24-hour sprint race. It's been absolutely crazy. The level of driving has been fantastic. We started with 50. Remember, we've currently still got 41 in. Potentially, we've got James running it. Thomas, sorry, doing it on his own, although there is a conspiracy theory brought on by Daniel about what that could be. But Tommy Vinnan is still leading this race quite comfortably, a 2:18.172, quickest first sector of anybody last lap with a 47.07. I know that guy. You should know that guy. As Simone's still in second place, 1 lap down, remember, so no real change there at the moment. Chris Bynum is in the pit, so here she is. This is why my Honda's rusty. You have to love the chat that goes on. It's brilliant, isn't it? Right, so Vining's coming in. He's going to get his last stop out the way. Simone Alessandro is also coming in from 4th place to get their pit stop done. No, they're on a different lap. Fair enough. Jonathan is still holding 5th place nicely, and Dipolito is still in 6th place, which is Kenny's team, Formula Racing team. James Perry is still in 4th, so it looks like he... Let's have a quick look. Has he managed to get ahead of him yet? It looks like... Yes, he has. He has, because you can see the Aston is a couple of cars back. So James Perry's managed to get that move done. We did follow that for a few laps, and it was pretty close racing. So let's see if he can now try and scamper away. Last lap of 2:19.625. We'll see what happens. I'd said before, I think they've got the pace. I think they've got the pace to do something. There's a lot of time left in this race yet. Anything can happen. So Traction is on his way out of the pits. 32.7 seconds. Nice quick pit stop there. Wow, that was a very good, well-timed view that was, wasn't it? Did you all enjoy the top? The Red King's top there? That was pretty good. Cascanova, easy man. He's our resident artiste within RKM. So... it's saying Chris, but it'll be Dave. So Dave's out now. He's going to run the last hour, and then we're going to see. He doesn't know if Michael's going to be awake. I'm sure he will be awake, and we'll see. So Simone's just coming out in the 267. Again, this Campo was rapid earlier on. It looks like it's going to be challenged by a 999 BMW there. That looks like, and Formula Racing is indeed. Who's driving that one at the moment? Let's have a look. Beamer on Beamer action. Who's driving that? Gedman. Come on, let's have a look at Gedders. There he is. Gedders on the attack. So Antonio Fidel is driving at the moment in the number 4, well, 4th place in the 267 BMW, followed by Christopher Gedman. And Christopher Gedman is currently in 38th position. But again, still at it. Come on, guys. We can't stop now. We can't give up now. 1 hour 18 left. It's going to fly by. And we've got another Beamer getting in the way. Looks like it's... Well, look. Obviously, I think that Beamer was moving out of the way, but looked like it had a couple of little excursions. So we've got... It's a Beamer trilogy. So we've got new drivers in. Obviously, people are doing all the driver stops. I did earlier on in the stream run through everybody that's in the teams, each individual driver. Again, it's just we've got to give some kudos out. We've got to mention everybody that's involved with this, whether they've been caught on any of the other previous COMMS streams or not. I want everybody. Well, I want everyone to know who's doing it. I want everyone to be like, well done. Right, so that's those guys. Jonathan's still holding 5th place. Dipolito, there he is in his Aston. He's still currently in 6th position. Again, nothing on there. It's looking massively close on my screen at the moment. So let's just try and find some decent action on track. James is running 7th, still in the 44. He's in the 219s. So he's trying his best. He's trying his best to get away. But I'll tell you what, Jonathan's no slouch, is he? No slouch at all, which is great to see. Hichem Duibi is now in the 307. Aston Martin running in 8th place. Emma Madsen, we know, is running in the Viking Honda. Obviously, that's not the name, but so Emma was running in 9th position, rather nicely there in the 14 with a 219 flat last lap. That is good, solid pace. Ian Hall, my bad. Your bed, I assume. Oh yeah, your bed feels so nice. You've sat in the rig for 22.5 hours. Well, why did you clock out early, Briz? I bet it does feel nice. Enjoy your rest, mate. Watch the stream, chill out. Hope you've grabbed something to eat, something to drink. You can just chill now. So, Ian Hall, in the number 87 Aston Martin, currently running in 10th place. I do like that livery. It looks very, very nice. Crosses the line to get on to complete lap 560. It's bonkers, isn't it, when you think about it? You know, you get involved, like on a Tuesday when I do the Super Sprint Series, it's 25-minute sprint races, 2 of them. And you think, well, go. And then you do the hour races, and you're like, okay, so what you're talking, 25, 30 laps. And we're not even at the top of the field. You know, Tommy is done 570 laps. Absolutely crazy. Harry says it is the best livery. I like the livery, Harry. Did you have anything to do with that livery, or are you just saying you genuinely like that livery? Hence, it's Harry QRT. I'd be very intrigued to know. But yeah, it is good. For all your cargo needs. Anyway, I'm not doing advertising. That's not my job. Anyway, Harry, good to see you in there, mate. If you haven't followed, make sure you do. Formula Wrestling would be very happy with that. And if you want to go and give me a like on the my YouTube channel, you can do that as well, mate. It's all good. Thomas is running in 11th place. Let's move over to Thomas in the Porsche. Oh, action, please. Yes, thanks. Porsche versus Aston. Again, not for position, but these are some of the boys that are running in very, very close to the top 10s. They've all got good pace, and this makes for good racing. You know, no one's going to want to, and no one's going to want to do anything that's going to be detrimental to each other's races. But at the same time, you know, they're probably still thinking, you know what, I need a little adrenaline pump here. You know, well, need a little adrenaline pump, need to keep the juices flowing. You know, people are starting to get tired, or they might be coming to the end of their stints or whatever. But I mean, if we're talking 65-minute stints, we're probably talking another 8-9 minutes, and then if there are changes, then that will happen. Thank you very much, Skills. I do like to try and bring you guys different views. It's all good. We can do it from the other end if you want. No, that doesn't really work, does it? But what we could do, if we want to have a look at our Porsche and see how the Porsche is attacking, and listen to the Aston. There you go. We could do it that way. We can do many different things. But I'm glad you like these skills. And welcome, my friend. So what are we? Nearly 1 o'clock. So if you don't know, this is the 24 hours of Spa. We have been running a long time. We are almost into the final hour. Everybody's been very, very busy driving, doing comms, doing stuff in the background. It's been an absolutely great effort so far by everybody, all the drivers, all the teams, everybody that's in there supporting them. Guys that have done the liveries. Is that move done? He definitely dived up the inside. It looks like he may just have got that move done. He does indeed. So now let's change view and let's have a look at the back of the Porsche. Let's indeed have a look at that Porsche. On the way down into Eau Rouge, up Radion, both. Wow, I'd definitely say we've got a couple coming out of the pit lane, so I did say people are going to start making their final stops. Well done for organising the event. You're more than welcome. Everybody's at it. Gian, finish my stint. The final drive will be Medina. I will check out Jitsi. Do not worry, Jan. And I did give you some airtime. Of course I did. Through the comm. Get on that power nice and early. Blue flags. We're not really worried about blue flags, are we? Not at this stage of the race. Down into Bruxelles. Hard on them brakes. Get it trailed in. Should only be in second gear. You shouldn't need first. Wait for the second part of the apex. And you can hear just rolling on that throttle into no name. Even down a blip. That's a good company with Brizzle Brown. Was fun. Good. Good, Jan. Everybody's, as corny as it's going to sound, Jan, everybody's good company in FRL. You've been here long enough. Yeah. Oh, someone's gone into the wall, and that looked like one of the Astons. Oh, James Perry's. Oh no. What's happened, James? Be it just a pit stop. I think that's just a pit stop. I hope so. Anyway, you're welcome, Jan. You're always welcome. Let's hope that is just a pit stop. And he didn't look like he was in any trouble, did he? Let's be honest. It was a pit stop. And who's in? Is it going to be Chris? Is it going to be Pizik? Or who else is going to get the final? But it's not the final stint though, is it? There's an hour and 11 minutes left. You can only do 65 minutes. So that means somebody's going to get 4 or 5 minutes at the end. Which is probably going to be like a team leader type scenario. Maybe to bring the car home. I don't know. But I'm keen to see who is out in the car. We'll check that again in a minute. So Tommy doing what he does, doing it very, very well. Been absolutely untouchable so far today. 2 laps in the clear now, with an hour and 10 to go. Nikolai still in second place though. You can't. Gedman finishing the race for you today. Okay, good to know. Come on, 44. So Mills is in the car. Harvey Mills is in the car, indeed. Okay, we'll keep our eye on Harvey. I don't know Harvey, if I'm honest with you. I know some of the other guys, so I don't know what league he normally races in. Don't know what his background is. So spill skills, let us know. Give me some information. Traction Dave. No. Let's go to Dinicar. There we go. In the 17 Ferrari at 2:19.4 last lap. 2:18.8 from Tommy. Okay, so there's a fairly big discrepancy there. Traction Dave running in 3rd place for Red Kings Motorsport. I think that's better than they thought they would do. Excuse me. I'm just going to remove that famous piece of chewing gum that's going on eBay later. I'm going to sell it for £500,000 because it's full of words and stuff. Jan says, okay, good. Good, they're having a chat. Fine. So Traction's running in 3rd place, 4 laps down. He's not interested in trying. Well, he's not going to get second, is he? It's not about that now. It's about making sure they can keep the pace from this individual, Antonio Fidel, in 4th place in the 267 BMWs, a lap down from Traction. But again, a lap isn't a lap in the grand scheme of things. A lap is not a big deal. I know it's a long lap at Spa. But if someone has an incident and we're talking damage or nursing the car and all those different bits, then a lap isn't a huge deal. That's just my thoughts. Just my thoughts about it. So we'll jump on board with Antonio as we start looking at some of the others. Jonathan de Clibel is currently still in 5th place in the 129 Aston. 102 seconds behind, and a further 129 seconds down the road, so a minute and a half. We've got Dippolito in 6th place. Dweeby is in 7th, 2 laps further back. Then we've got Madsen in 8th. He's 12. Okay, so there is something that could develop, and I've got 11 seconds there. So we may, and I do always find this actually, and I say it quite a lot, even when you get the slightly longer endurance races, people end up, as the strategies all play out, people have a habit of ending up being in the right place at the right time to give us some pretty epic battles towards the end of the race. And I've got my eye on 2 at the moment, which I think could develop. So we've got 3 on the same lap there. What we got between them, probably about 30-35 seconds between those 3. I'll keep my eye on that and see if that develops into something which is worth. Well, I haven't done a helicam at all today, so just to show you that it works, there it is, the beautiful Cam de Heli. Well, let's have a look at a bit of helicam for a little while. So we've had a chat with Jonathan and Dippolito. There you go. Hitchum is currently running. There you go, in 7th place. He's got behind him no one of note for a challenge. Madsen in the 14 Honda, he's still doing what he needs to do in 8th place. So Madsen is 13. This is where it's going to get interesting. Madsen is 13 seconds behind Hitchum. Okay, so Hitchum is 7th, Madsen is 8th. Harvey Mills is now, okay, he's a lap. Can he get that lap back? Come on. We saw a lot of hard work going by James Perry to get past Jonathan, try and get that lap down again, and they are now all on the same lap. So Hitchum, Madsen and Harvey are on the same lap, so that's 3 very quick individuals within the top 10. The gaps are 12.9. Harvey is 17.3 behind Madsen. Need to keep an eye on that. We do. And Ian Hall in 10th position. He's not out of the frame either for getting involved in a little battle at the moment. Ian Hall in the 87. He's doing a 2:22.70 on his last lap, and he is 19 seconds behind Harvey Mills. But most importantly, those guys currently are all on the same lap, so it could develop. Yeah, 999. Yeah. Come on, Jan. You know, 999's in there. There she is. Oh, Gedders. Gedders is going to finish. Why can't Harvey pass Emil? Daniel, why? Is that because thou shall not pass, as a rather beardy friend of mine once said in a movie? Or is there something else I need to know? So go that, yeah, well, 129. Yes, John. 129 has had a lot, actually, Mr. OSR. Has had a lot of time, which is good. Car 18 is close. Okay. Right, 20th position. So Medema, obviously this is going to run for Jan. He's looking pretty close. Indeed. It is for position, ladies and gents. I think we'll have a little watch of this one, won't we? An hour and 5 left to go. So coming up towards Lacombe. So the 212 Audi in front is currently being driven by Sikala, I think is how we pronounce that one. We've got Jitsi Medema is 0.4 behind at the moment. But as you can see, just in front of these two, you've got 3 that are all probably not battling for position at all. So you've got 3 individuals there that are obviously doing their race, which is great. But everybody won't realise, unless you've got spotters that are doing their job, yeah, they won't realise that these 2 are racing for position. So those 3 in front are all being blue flagged. The one at the front of that queue is thinking, I'm being blue flagged. But it's not for position, so I'm not really that bothered. And then the second one in there, oh, don't touch, boys, don't touch. I think they did. I'm going to have a look at that again, because that looks, I mean, it could have been a lot worse, granted. So here we go, in towards Podium. So evidently Medema's got the inside line. He's going to have those fresh tyres. They did touch. They did touch. Don't know. Daniel, I don't know what happens. I've never seen what happens when someone passes a Viking, because usually I've already gone so far down the road. I mean, I don't usually look in my mirrors. But there we go. It did look like a moment there. It did. It did. I think, I'm not saying nothing on that, I'm not involved in all that sort of stuff, but I think, yeah, we'll see what happens there. And that looks like Medina. Wow. You know what? Yeah, so Jan saying he said he didn't feel anything. No, and then you do get that sometimes, you know, you do genuinely get that, and it wasn't a massive contact, was it? But hey, he gave the position back, and you know what? Again, this just shows the level of driver that you've got in there. Because Jitsi then could have he could have said, "Well, I didn't feel anything, you know, I didn't touch him." Jitsi knows that he's got pace, yeah, evidently he does know that, and Sakala will know that he's got an individual behind him who is a Rapido. And would be wanted to try and keep him behind, but let's see how that works out. Now, Jan, I'm not saying you should or shouldn't have done that, to be honest, mate, but it is always better to err on the side of caution, especially when we've got 62 and 3/4 minutes left of a 24-hour race. The last thing, because this is for position, the last thing you want is any... Okay, we'll check that out in a moment. We don't want anybody giving any reasons for stewards to be penalising you guys when you've all been working so hard. So we'll have a look at that in a moment. I'm looking at your man. Do you want me to get... I mean... It's up to you, Jan. This looks like a pretty good battle to me. He's going this way and that. He's just trying to find that gap as we go into Podium again. So maybe Jitsi's thinking, you know, our man Zakala might be not quite as strong through there, and he's gone for that move. So he's going to try and go down the outside. That's not going to happen into campus. No way. So he just gets himself alongside. He's now hoping that he can make the Audi panic a little bit, you know, potentially get himself a little bit out of shape. And O'Sullivan, is that O'Sullivan in the 90? Well, I did say I had my eye on a 3-car battle. This wasn't the one, but I do have my eye on a 3-car battle, so I'm having it. So, Christoph, Jitsi and Ryan, they are about to come together, and hours left. I mean, how absolutely epic is that? You've got an hour left of a 24-hour race, and it is getting racy, and Medina does finally get that move done. Gets that move done going through Blanchimont, so up towards the bus stop. You can see now Christoph, he decides he's going to go wide. He's trying to get a switcheroo done. He's trying whatever he can, and he's gone into the pit, so his stint is over. That is for position. That is well done, and that may just have held up Mediba enough to give Ryan an opportunity in his McLaren to maybe get involved in that scrap as well. So we'll keep our eye out for where the other individual comes back out and feeds back into that battle. But whilst we're doing that, we need to keep our eye on everything else that's going on. Do we have... So Keddy's back in the car now. So Keddy's going to finish out the race for Formula Racing League over there. Currently in 6th position, doing extremely well. Harvey Mills is now running 9th. I'm not saying anything, Daniel, about a Mill, because I don't want to upset you. So Hitcham 7th, Emil 8th, Harvey 9th. They're still all on the same lap, which is good. Keddy's on the same lap as well. So how far is Keddy in front? Let's have a look. Keddy's in 6th. He's 80. He's happily away from that, isn't it? So Mills and Madsen could develop into something. Could do, potentially. Thomas is running in 10th in his Porsche. We watched him earlier on. Number 90 McLaren incoming. Good man. Thank you very much for letting me know that. So Ryan's decided he's getting out of that battle as well, which means that should take the pressure off Medina a little bit, because remember a few moments ago, him, Christoph in the Audi, and then you had Ryan, who was closing up rapidly onto the back of them. Those two are now out of that equation, so that gives Jitsi an opportunity to get his head down, not have to worry about what's going on in front and behind him, and just get some decent laps in on those fresh tyres. And I'm sure everybody in Jan's team will be hoping that happens as planned. So Thomas is putting in some decent laps of 2:19 flat. Last one was a 2:19.232. Terrible lap in the 2:19s. I have, of course, pulling your leg. Ian Hall in 11th place. There you go. QRT boys will all be in the chat now, celebrating. I'm going to check something actually. I'm going to check 2 things whilst we're watching this. So please do give me a couple of seconds just to check this. Right. Brilliant. Brilliant. Well, it looks like I've had a couple of extra subs on the YouTube channel, so I'm very, very grateful for that. I've had 11 likes. That's all good, and it's just me watching it, but that's okay. I thank anyone that takes time to pop over there and have a look. I really do, and obviously the same within the Twitch channel as well. Jester and Smiley, and you're telling me that you weren't previously subbed? That is disappointing. Although, no, I'm not going to mention that actually. There's something even more disappointing, which I found out a few weeks ago. But I won't go into detail on that. I need to check this message because this is what I was trying to set up. Leave it with me. So okay, good. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just someone. Yan. You in the Discord, Yan? I'm assuming that you are. You sub. I know. Thank Daniel. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Right, Yan. So you're on the Discord, yeah? Headset on by any chance? So if you are. And you want to have a little chat, because one of the features I wanted to actually do through the comms, which for one reason and another, I wanted to do update chats with different drivers of different teams throughout the event, just to see how things go and all that sort of stuff. But let me just go in here then. Give me a sec now. Right, so in the comms, you'll see me in there in the comms. Just jump in there. Let's have a little chinwag whilst we're watching Ian. Sim Racing Cheesecake. Oh, you sound delightful. No, not in the race chat, Jan. Oh, do you not have access to the comms chat? You know what? Yeah, try and come out of the race chat, Jan. See if you can access the comms chat. If not, we'll figure it out. Oh, and Woody wants to. Good. Let's do that. Let's make this last hour. Come on, let's make this last hour, because everybody doesn't just. You don't just want to listen to me waffle on about all that. Well, you might do, because it is pretty epic. But let's do something a bit different in this last hour. Yeah, we're all tired. Let's do something to pick it up a little bit. Let's have some chats with people. So. This is what I'm going to say to you. Jan's going to come in and have a chat with me on the Discord, yeah, which is more than welcome to do. We'll figure that out. Woody wants to come in and do that as well. Happy to do that. So, if any of you are watching, yeah, watching the stream from your teams, and you want to pop on Discord, give us a little update chat, drop a message on there, and we'll get it sorted out. Okay, that would be pretty awesome if we could do that. So let me just go on there. Right, I'm gonna. Do you know what? I'm going to. I'm gonna switch chat for a moment. Okay, right, let's go. Jan?
Martin.
Oh, there we go. Right, I want everyone on the live stream to let me know if you can hear Jan's voice. Yeah. That would be pretty cool. Jan, how you doing?
Pretty exhausted, to be honest. I had 3 hours of sleep, but
you've had 3.
To be honest, I'm feeling all right. So
good.
Last couple of minutes, or last hour, I guess. I had 54 minutes left, and really looking forward to the run to the finish line.
Good, and it would appear that people can hear you as well, which is exactly what we want. And as I say, I wanted to do this a little bit earlier on, but I was more concerned with making sure everybody got their airtime and got their acknowledgements, which I think is pretty important. But Jan, you're always in the chat. You're always being helpful. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's see what's going on. So what you're hoping for? What's the plan? Well, don't give me the exact plan. Although there's not really much strategy you can do now, can you? Right, so
You know, that's one thing I learned about endurance racing on ACC, especially on ACC. You don't know what brings the 24 hours.
no.
And that's you can't expect anything. So for me, it's just we want to finish the race, and then we will see where we can finish.
Yeah, well, you're not doing too bad though. You're not doing too bad. I mean, evidently, I mean, you've got. The thing is, I would say most of the drivers probably in the top 15. If we push the boat out a little bit, the top 20 teams currently as it stands, you know, there's not really any bad drivers. You know, obviously we've got quicker ones at the front, but you guys, you're doing pretty well. Have you had any problems over the last 24 hours, or has everything ran smoothly? Has everyone managed to do their stints when they should, or have you guys had to swap and change?
We had, I think, nothing special in technical way. Thanks God, Fabian Karner didn't disconnect in his stints, so that was really delightful.
Yeah.
And he was driving very good for his first 24 hours of Spa, considering that he is only 3 months on ACC and don't drive with any force feedback until next Tuesday, where he gets his G29 wheel. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I love my G29 wheel, Jan. It offers me, you know, what I need it to do. But I mean, I would be lying if I said I wouldn't like to upgrade that. But the wife says, "Why do you need to do that when you just sit in a chair and talk?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I get it, but sometimes I like to drive as well, you know." Is Medina gonna close out the race for you, or are you potentially gonna jump in and do a few laps at the end?
Midema will do the last 50 minutes now,
Okay.
and with I think it's going to be a splash and dash, but I'm not too sure.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, he will round up our six drivers entry.
Good.
The final stint.
Good. Okay, mate. Well, listen, I wish you the best of luck. No doubt there'll be more stuff going on in the live chat, but a pleasure. Thank you for dropping in for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, Martin.
Right. Good man.
Thank you.
All right, speak to you later.
Speak you.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
mate. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. There you go. First victim secured. Right, let's get in the live chat and see how many other people want to get involved. So, Jan's been in. So, Fabsy, you saying, I'm assuming you guys are saying yes that you can hear. Obviously, anybody else. So, Formula Racing League TV, who's behind the picture? Can't keep hiding behind that. Who wants to get involved? Yeah. And let's do it. Let's celebrate what we've been up to. Woody says, right, I've secured someone from 1 and 3. Just waiting for a reply. Okay, good. Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Woodward. I appreciate that greatly. That would work quite nicely, and wow, that needs to be done, doesn't it, really? Definitely does need to be done. Right, so let's keep on looking at that. I need to change that for 1 second. Why am I in there? I shouldn't be in there. I should be in there. Thank you. Here's me sat in the steward's room. In fact, why is the steward's room empty? Do we not care about the last hour? Right, Coops, let's get one from car 14 in. I'm not saying that we shouldn't get one from car 14 in. What I am saying, you know, as per usual, hold on. James? Well, go on then. You want to have a chat? Come on, get in. Daniel, yes, I would like to get one in from car 14. But that's a whole different ball game. I can't be messaging 1 million people whilst you guys and this. That's too much, dude. But if someone from car 14 does want to come and get involved, drop me a message.
I feel like scaring you, Cooper.
Why would you want to scare me?
No, you were talking away, and I just thought, yes, let's go say hello to. Say hello to Martin.
How you doing? All right? No. Martin's not here. Martin isn't here, James. How you getting on, mate? You all right?
I am absolutely shattered, and absolutely thoroughly proud of every single driver, steward, admin, person who's watched everything, I'm feeling very tired and extremely emotional.
You're not allowed to cry, and the reason you can't cry because you're not on camera. You're not allowed.
No.
We need to capture those moments. Yeah, the day James cried, but it has been. I'm absolutely knackered, mate. I've been up the entire thing.
Have you really?
Yeah, I have not had a wink, because when I wasn't doing comms, I was watching the other comms, or I was in my team's streams or driving or whatever. I have not had a wink, but I feel really energised actually at the moment, which is pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm running on nicotine, I think, and caffeine, and any other bad drug that possibly exists, which is legal.
I was going to say,
just to clarify that.
Good.
I didn't manage to get away without doing the swimming lessons. Just letting you know.
Yeah, but that's good though, I suppose.
Yeah. Driving to Cardiff was a bit of an interesting trip. But yes, it was really, really good. And just looking at everyone on the grid, so many familiar names which I've raced before, so many new names, so many new followers, so many new subs. Wow. I don't know what yeah.
It's, you know, as I say, it's but we've had a lot of practice, and I think that's the great thing now. I think we kind of know what we're doing.
Yeah, there was a few sketchy moments just before the race. I'm sorry, burped. I've just had soup. Super. A few sketchy moments just before the race start, around instance and getting all that sorted, but fortunately enough that got pulled off quite really quickly. But other than that, comms guys, everyone's rocked up at exactly the same points, especially some unexpected things. I think Dell's stream at 2 a.m. this morning was a personal highlight of mine.
Did you see what the messages? Because obviously I was still up and about. I was like there. As soon as I popped in and said hello, his voice went higher than yours when you get excited. He was like, keeps it coming at me, and I just laughed at him because of the amount of stick he gives me in the live chat, James, as you know, every single time.
Yes.
I was like, nah, this one's yours, mate. This one is all yours. And then he ran off. But it was good. It was good. But yeah. Let's see if we can get a few more. Obviously, I'm giving your car a little bit of airtime as we're talking. Yeah.
Well, we're currently in a big fight for P12. So P13, car number 1, doesn't have to pit again.
Mm-hmm.
We have to pit again.
Yeah.
So we're trying to minimise the impact of that pit stop, shall we say? I'm not going to give too many details away. So I think that will be a last couple of laps fighting, depending on lap times. So when I was looking, car number 1, they're doing 2:89, whereas Dave is doing 2:20.4 at the moment, and there's 64 seconds between them. So yeah, it's going to be close.
That's what we want. That's what we want, don't we? We want it to be close at the end, which is oh dear, missed that one. Okay, that was a little moment, wasn't it? We'll see what happened there in a moment. So, good to hear. The last thing I'll say, James, before I let you go, is in your inter-team chat, please let's have a word with that driver that tried to kill me earlier on today. Zach Dow. No, he didn't. It's a joke. So I was hoping it would be you out on track, but you changed your times.
Yeah,
you went early doors.
I went early doors, so Ben and I had a quick chat, and he said, I fancy getting to bed earlier, can you do one of my stints? And I was like, yes, of course.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it all worked really well. Then Zach Dell joined the chat, and I said, can you do my stint, please? Because I have to go to swimming lessons.
At least he's managed to say yes.
Yes. Otherwise the internet may have been turned off.
Indeed. Yeah, no doubt, mate. All right, good. Well, thank you for joining me. It's always good to hear what's going on within the different from a team perspective, and what's happening there. And evidently, it's good.
Yes,
why wouldn't you want to jump in and say hello in the last hour? You know.
Indeed, and excellent job on the comms as always.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. And everyone, the guy we're talking to is the reason why no one has a life. It is James. This is why we do so much, because James is addicted, like we all are. But mate, I'll chat with you a bit later on. Good luck in your pursuit of that position, alright?
Yes, thank you very much. Enjoy.
Well, I want to see you later.
Bye-bye.
There we go, ladies and gents. That's 2 down. You just heard from the horse's mouth. the horse's mouth. He has some tricks up his sleeve at the last pit stop. What are those tricks? We shall find out. So, we've had a fantastic opportunity, thrown the door open to all of you lovely people. If you want to come and have a chat, if you're running a team, if you're driving for a team, and you want to come and have a chat with me and get live on the show during the last hour, let us know. Let us know some of the experiences that have been going on for you. Let us know what challenges, what's the plan. If you just want to say hi, do it. Let me know and we'll get you involved. Why wouldn't you? Come on, guys. You've been on it for 23 hours and a few minutes. And why don't you come and talk to Coots? I'm not going to bite. Anyway, so Sim Racing Cheesecake. I will rip out all the internet cables of the other drivers to get the cake. Well, okay. Sim Racing Cheesecake. Well, I mean, that sounds like quite an offer there. And Jan's, I did say, Jan, I think I feel a bit betrayed right now, because I did say earlier on that Jan is always a very composed individual, always comes across as very courteous, but he's gone straight in there. Cheesecake must be like his kryptonite, because he's gone banging in there saying he's going to rip out the internet. Blimey. Blimey indeed. Right, let's have a quick gander back where we're at in terms of the standings, whilst we're all doing different bits at the same time. So, Tommy, no change. Tommy's doing what Tommy does, and that is leading from the front, 2:18.492. Last time for him. He's currently on lap 583. I know you're messing, mate. On lap 583, doing a absolutely sterling job there. Dean Nicolai is in second place, still on lap 582. So we're a lap down. Still holding second place. Yeah, no real worries there. I think the plan probably for the guys in second place is to just keep consistent and be there to pick up any pieces should there be any pieces. Traction Dave running in third place for Red Kings Motorsport, doing a fabulous job for those guys, has to be said. What are they? 3 laps down, 4 laps down, no, 3 laps down on second place, but they're really doing a fantastic job. I'm so glad I did all those training sessions we've done in free practice. I said I was busy doing this, but school's good to help you guys out, but only joking. Right, in fourth place, Antonio is still running in fourth place in the 267 BMW. Those guys have showed absolutely blistering pace all day. When I say all day, I actually mean all day, because it's been 24 hours nearly, and we're almost into the last 40 minutes. I can't believe it's gone that quickly, to be fair, and I can't believe I've still got my eyes open either, but there you go. So those guys are in fourth, still a lap behind, so the guys at Red Kings are doing what they need to keep that gap there. Jerome Acuna in the 129 Aston Martin, they're still in 5th place. Keddy is still in 6th. He's 115 seconds further down the road, as you can see. We just had a chat with the other team. We just had a chat with James from the other FRL team. Harvey Mills in 7th. Now, Harvey was back in 9th, so he's got himself up to 7th. And where are we at? He's a lap down on Keddy, but do you know what? Don't get too out of shape, Harvey. Don't go after those tacos too hard. So in his BMW, Nick Perry says, guys, my mate doing this thing solo needs some motivation. You guys reckon if you could jump over and give him a quick on his stream for a sec would mean a lot to the guy. Are we talking about Thomas? Nick, you're talking about Thomas? Well, who are you talking about? Me? I know I am on my own, aren't I? I am. It's a shame. Had a second sleep and crashed a few seconds ago. Oh, no. So you're on about Thomas. I'm telling you. Get him... Can he drive and talk? Can he drive and talk? Get him on. Get him on the stream with me if he's in the Discord or on his pit stop or whatever. But certainly, guys, everybody get across. And I did say he should have 1,000 subs just for doing it on his own, Nick. No doubt about that. So, guys, if any of you are on here, please go and give him a shout. Let's give him some motivation. And Nick, tell him to make sure he's watching the stream, because we've been talking about him a lot. Yeah? That would be pretty cool if you could do that. So Harvey's in 7th place. He's really trying to put some pressure on. Is 7th going to be as good as he can get, considering where we started off the race, and, you know, had the issues all going on from second place in the first lap, remember, have had to show a lot of tenacity, a lot of consistency, keep their heads, keep their straps cool, and have made their way back up to currently 7th place. That is very well done from them in their BMW. Thomas and the 202 Porsche. Where is he? Let's have a look. So him, remember, he was having a decent scrap earlier on, and we got O'Sullivan just behind. That's not going to be for position though. So Hitchin in his Aston are doing 218s. No problem, Nick. Thomas Shanks. Yep, Thomas Shanks. Come on, guys, get over and give him a shout. Come on, do it. Do it. Thomas _ Yanks. I probably said his name. I'm sorry, Nick, if I'm saying his name wrong, but you know, it's been nearly 24 hours. And here we have Jonas Baggersgaard. I have to say that name that way. That's a brilliant lap time, a 2:20.000. It looks great. We've got 2s and 0s. That looks really good for my OCD. He's currently running in 10th position at the moment. We know these guys have been good. Daniel was on earlier on, obviously bigging up the Vikings. He hasn't spoken to me since I made that comment. I'm sorry, Daniel. I didn't mean anything by it, just I was faster. Anyway, 2:18.680 on the last lap. That's a pretty decent improvement. So, on a bit of a charge, he is on the same lap as Hitchin, Thomas, and Harvey. Those guys were all on lap 576. Yeah, so there could be, let me look at the chimes on these guys. 12, 15. So, Jonas is 9 seconds behind. Jonas is 9 seconds behind Hitchin, so that could be a battle that develops towards the end of the race. That's 9th and 10th. Yeah, Ian Hall is in 11th at the moment, and we're saying so he is 46 seconds further down the road. Is on the same lap. Dave Goodway is 2 laps down though, so that doesn't look like Ian's going to be challenged massively at this stage. He's got 2 in the bag, which is good for him. Dave Goodway, who we were looking at earlier on in the number 41 Formula Racing League Aston Martin, he's currently running in 12th place still. And then we've got Maxim. Right, here we go. We've always got to have a challenge. So in 13th place, in the number 1, that's going to be a Ferrari, I believe, we have Maxim Dolgopiatov. That's what I'm going to run with. So, Dolgopiatov, or Maxim, because we can say that name. Maxim for SMP Racing is running in 13th place at the moment. He's on lap 470, so he's on the same 474. Sorry, on the same lap as Goodway, 53 seconds behind. We don't know what's going on with the pit stops yet. I know James did say he had something that he thinks might work. And trust me, if there's anyone who's analysing data, it's James, because he's probably got 58 spreadsheets open. Google Sheets, he's probably got Will Friedman on speed dial, who's our CEO, or CTO, I should say, Formula Racing. I bet he's got him on speed dial. Probably got a load of big data going on and AI, and it will probably just say, you're 2 laps down, you can't do it. And that's what I do. So, big brain moment there from Coops. Thanks very much. In 14th place, we've got Christoph Sandra there for the FBR boys. Again, I've mentioned before, I know these lads quite well, not all of them, but certainly some of them in this team from the ERS league that I do the comms for as well on a Wednesday. So if you want to watch that, that's got to be coming across on the YouTube channel. You can have a look at that. Giovanni Pippo in 15th place, 85 seconds down the road, but Italian racing job. These guys have got multiple teams in, and do you know what? Again, it's the consistency, the pace. They've been running, they haven't stopped. You know, 2:19s with 15th place. 2:19s. Yep, it's a good pace that we've got going on for them. So that's the first of them in the McLaren. Philippe Thomas in his McLaren is running in 16th in the 313, a 2:19.1 again. So I believe that was actually a very similar time. No, so Giovanni's just at a 2:18. That's what I'm saying. The top 15 guys are all, well, it's not even the top 15, is it? They're all quick. Manuel Adamantini. That is a great name. That's a great name in the 305 Aston 2:19.62 last lap. In 17th position, 15 seconds to catch up with Toma in 16th place, but then has a lap in the pocket back towards 18th and Sergei Bullinson there. So well done to you, Emmanuel. You're doing extremely well. Let me just check in there. Did somebody say... Just check my messages, don't want to miss anything. I've just finished sorting stuff. Jump in for 5 minutes. Yeah, crack on, Neil, come and join me. Right, so we're going to have a representative from the 999 BMW is going to jump in and have a little chat with us, which would be fantastic. And you'll know this because I did start doing some impressions of this one last night, actually. And I did say that, you know, I've got some good impressions of most of the guys, but I didn't want to do them on the 24 hours. May do a whole other channel or a new series on the YouTube channel for that. So Neil, jump into comms whenever you like, mate, and just let me know when you're in. It'd be good to have a chat with you. So Sergey in 18th place, we're having a look at the moment. I believe Volkov, yes, is in with those guys. Indeed, we've got 2 Volkovs, so Konstantin and Evgeny. So I'm wondering if there is some kind of family relation there. We shall see. Woody, Mr. Woodward.
Coops, how we doing?
I'm good. How you doing, mate?
I'm good. Tired.
Well, you're allowed to say tired, yeah. So what we're going to do is, from now on, everyone that comes in to have a chat with me, it has to be a different word, yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, but you've just had tired. You can't have 2. Now you're just making it difficult. You sound knackered, mate. Oh, that's 3 out the window. There we go.
How's things going?
Good, man. Good. Just doing what I do. Trying to give everybody as much time as we can. You know, pulling guys in from different teams now. You know, half an hour left to go. Everyone's earned a finish. That's, you know, everyone's earned a finish.
That was our aim when we started the race.
Yeah.
Is get to the end.
Yeah, no doubt, mate. And you've done really well. You guys have done really well, to be fair.
It was. We started at the back. Qualifying didn't go to plan.
Yep.
I had a nightmare of a stint just short of midnight. Set us back about a good 6 positions.
Yeah.
And then we've just been consistent from them, really. Chica, I think he didn't have too much of a good stint early hours on, but no, we've done well. We're happy with where we are. We know we didn't have the pace to be anywhere near the top half of the pack, so it was basically don't finish last and finish the race.
Good, mate. And that's what well, I've been saying it enough on it, haven't I, over the last few hours. You know, that's the important thing. It's getting that finish, and we're there now. You know, I mean, if people have issues now,
yes,
you're gonna be pretty annoyed. And that's putting it mildly, especially if it's to do with contacts. You know, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I won't even look at the Discord if there's any contact going on, because James will have to get pruning, I think. But you've had a good time. You guys have all worked really well together, and you know, apart from qualifying, you know, everything's gone as you would hoped in terms of having clean stints. And, you know, have you had any sort of major setup issues that you've had to deal with on the fly, or has everything kind of ran through from practice as you would have hoped?
Well, I think it was a bit of a mistake on all parts of us, to be honest, because we were expecting the race to be more wet than dry.
Right, okay.
So we've got more of a wet setup on the car. So we've struggled. I mean, when the rain did come, the rain wasn't long enough to warrant going to wets.
Wets, yep.
So we stayed on the dries and just suffered for 20-25 minutes until the track started drying out again.
Yep.
A couple of the cars around us at the time did opt to go to the wets, and I think we jumped a few places once the track had dried out when they had to go back into the pits again.
Yeah, no doubt.
But we did a lot to practice over the past few days in the wet server that was set up. So I think maybe if we would have gone with the dry setup, we may have been a bit further up.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda, though, innit? At the end of the day,
exactly. Yes, yeah.
You know, you're in there still. You're still at it. All 4 of you have done a great job, and you know, and obviously it's not just you've been doing the driving. You've been involved with the comms. You've been doing stewarding. You know, Chris has been doing the same thing. You know, again, it's part of.
It is.
We're all we're all on that knife edge. And when I finish this, as I said earlier on, when I finish this amazing event, which I'm very happy to be involved with, I've got to pick myself up and go to a child's birthday party.
Oh, nice.
With no sleep at all. So I'm looking forward to about 4:30 when I might actually open a beer or something, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, I won't hold you up, mate. I appreciate you popping in. I really do. It's great to understand what's been going on with other people.
No problem, mate. No problem. It's always been good. It's been great to be involved with. The comms have been incredible by yourself. Chris Gedman did a stint. Dell, I think, even covered early hours in the morning when I was falling asleep, sat looking at my TV.
Yes.
And Chromedix as well. The comms has been brilliant all the way through.
Yeah, it has. It's been
and
good.
I do believe we've still got quite a few viewers. Still up at 67.
Well, those 67... Well, thank you for that information, Neil, because if there are 67 of you watching right now, you need to follow what's going on. Yeah? You need to do the follow on the Twitch channel, because you're all watching it, so follow it. Why would you not?
Yes.
And secondly, this is going out on my YouTube channel at exactly the same time. I've been here for days. Yeah? So, like the Formula Race... follow the Formula Racing League Twitch, why wouldn't you? And come across to my YouTube channel, drop a like or a sub on there as well. And then you're going to never miss anything from any of us.
Also as well,
thanks, Neil.
Big shout out to that Thomas doing a solo 24-hour race.
Yeah, but we don't know if he is, though. We don't know if he is, though, do we, buddy? Because Daniel in the live chat came up with a conspiracy theory that he thinks, because I said hopefully there was people in the room with him to say, well done, otherwise you're going to finish a 24-hour race on your own with no teammates, with no one helping you out, and then just go, oh, well, I might take the dog for a walk or something like that. So I thought he might have some people supporting him. Daniel thinks he's got a bunch of Stigs sat next to him that jumping in on each stint, because how do we know?
Exactly, there could be 6 of them sat round.
Exactly. Don't know, mate.
Just because it's the same name doesn't mean it's the one driver.
Or maybe this is just tired deliriousness kicking in. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows,
but
mate?
no, in all fair, if he is doing it on his own, big shout out.
Amazing, right? Yeah.
It's... And also as well, he's just mad chip. I believe he had an issue with his shifter lever.
His shifter snapped. Yeah, I saw the pictures of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smiley is telling us to stop with the conspiracy theories. What he's doing is epic.
It is.
I know it is. We're not saying it's not, Chris. Stop being argumentative, Chris. You can't be tired.
Right. Anyway.
Well then, mate.
Coops,
best of luck to the end.
Appreciate all you're doing.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
Also, did you see the message I sent you?
I did indeed.
I'm on with it. I'm trying to get the second one secured.
Yeah. So if you get them, obviously, just what I'd like to do is, if you get them, then
drop them in one at a time.
Yeah, just put 3 in and then 2 in and then 1 in. Yeah, in that order. If that works that way. If not, we'll just fluff through.
We'll just go with the flow.
Exactly.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll jump between the 2 channels.
Okay, mate. Good.
No worries.
All right, dude.
Cheers, Coops.
See you later, mate. Thank you.
Enjoy the last 25 minutes.
Oh, it's mad, isn't it? We'll do. You too, mate. See you later.
Mate. Take it easy. Bye.
Bye-bye. Right, so there you go, ladies and gents. So we've had 3 victims so far. We've had Jan, who's been in. We've had James, who's been in representing the Formula Racing League team. We have had another representative in from a different Formula Racing League team, Neil Wood, which just joined us. But again, guys, the door is open. Yeah, if you want to come and have a little chat, there's 25 minutes left to go. Then you know what to do. Even if you're only watching, right? Even if you're just supporting somebody in a different team right now, and you think, you know what, I'd really like to get out there and like make a fuss of somebody. Yeah, I'd love Thomas to be able to get on. I'd love him. Battle for 10. I'm on it. Whilst I'm jabbering away. Right, who we got here? So where's the Porsche? Battle for 10. Not yet. Could be. 7 seconds in it. Oh, who's that? Who's just, maybe trying to get out of the way there. But yeah, even if you're just watching someone and you want to have a shout out to them or something like that, if you're in our Discord, if you come and join Formula Racing in Discord, then you can send me a message and we can get you on the live chat. It's really not that bad. No one's going to bite you. Well, depends if Chris is in the chat, I'm not supposed to. So, what have we got going on? Tommy's still doing what he needs to do as Thomas makes that move done. So Thomas It's not for position, but Dave Goodway just got himself just squeezed out the way there, but Thomas has got some very good pace. Very, very good pace in that 202 Porsche, I have to say. So we've got a... oh no, oh dear. So Medema was just coming up as a slow go there for me. So Medema's currently, as Jan is obviously hoping that he can bring home a decent finish. He's in 19th place at the moment. He's got 11 seconds, 11.5 seconds back to O'Sullivan, who's in 20th position. So we'll have to see how that one pans out. 9.8 seconds further back to Pitchlap, who's in the 212. There he is, Maurice in the Audi. So you remember this Audi in different hands, yeah, just before we had a little last sort of burst of pit stops, we had the 212 Audi, we had the 90 McLaren, and we had the 18 Aston Martin. Well, those three were all absolutely banged together, and then we had a split for pits. So that could come together yet again. So we have to keep our eye on that, where they are in terms of position at the moment. Other close battles going on track. Let's have a look down here. So in 31st place... 31st, we've got Andrei Porshakov, who's in the 978 BMW, obviously sponsored by Rose or RGTs. Is that Rose something? Be good to know. Just what's in Jitsi like a mechanic and hoping for the best. Yes, Fab C, he'll be alright. He'll be alright. I do think those three are going to end up together. I do. Keep an eye on their doubters. I do think they're going to end up coming together again. Where are Glitch Motorsport? Give me a driver's name, William. Driver's name or number, please. I don't have all the different teams because there's about 1 million of them. 50 to be exact, and I don't have all 17. As in, is that the car number or is that their position on track? But I'll do both anyway. So, manual. Is that Glitch? Don't know. But William, I'm happy to give them any airtime. Oh, there we go. Or are we on about these boys? I think that's probably what you mean. No? Is that what you mean? It is, because it says Glitch on there. There you go. There you go, William. Right, so let's give you a little bit of a background. So these guys at Glitch have been running very well. I have said a few times in terms of where we are in the race. Obviously, you can see we've got 21 minutes left. That is it. 21 minutes left. 23 hours and 39 minutes have been completed. Ridiculous, guys. Amazing stuff. Your guys in P1, no one's touching them. No one's touching. For pace, that's it. They're done. Yeah, and they have been. Mr. Villain and co. In fact, I'm going to give them. I'm going to just put some names out there. So, Tommy Villain, Jeremy Donadieu, Bryce Mingwe, Gudian Moore, Kevin Chartier, and Nizar Al Hadid are ridiculously fast. Enrico Ferraris, Luca Degano, Oscar Tringale, Samuel Villa and Simone Da Nicola, these guys have been in their shadow, but not in a bad way. I'm not saying this in a bad way, and I mean literally they're just there waiting in the wings for the entire race for a slip up, for something to happen, because they're very much on point in terms of their pace, but unfortunately they're still a lap down, William. So that's what's been going on with them. That is the story of their race. They are comfortable in second place currently. Red Kings Motorsport, Traction Dave is still doing what he needs to do in third place. Is that Antonio just behind him? It is Antonio just behind him. However, he's a lap down. Whew, that could have been getting a little bit scary. You're more than welcome. So there we go. Red Kings Motorsport still holding third position. I want to thank you, Coops, and everyone at FRL for a great 24 hours. The comms, organisation, everything, all the support our team have had over the time from everyone. Love you guys. We aim to please, Jan. We work pretty hard to do this stuff, but I would hope and strongly believe, very strongly believe, that we deliver an experience that nobody else does. It's not that other people don't do the same sort of thing and do have the same elements there. It's just, I believe we do it very, very well here. And it's still just the beginning. It's still only a year in. So where this will end up being in time, who knows indeed, as we're looking at Jerome Acuna in the 1:29. Mr. Martin. So time-wise, nothing close there now. Jonas in the number 14 Honda. He's now 6.2 seconds. So we're gonna see who's that. Was that it is. Is it Dewsbury or is it Evan in the car? So you can see. Well, let's come on. I've got to give them, guys. You've got to allow me this. I need to look back at my team. We're 18 minutes left. That's it. Forget all this, impartial stuff, right? Come on, Red Kings. Especially. Nah, not especially. Come on, Red King. Red Kings have done extremely well today. Everyone's happy. Team 1, Team 2. Like everybody else is, but I can't not. Car 44 would just like to say thanks to you and the team for giving up your free time and organising the event. We loved every second of it and look forward to racing in future events. Thank you, Pez. You are more than welcome. You are all more than welcome. Everybody is always. It is a home for people who love doing what we do. Keddy in 6th place. He's got to be really happy with that. He really has. And yeah, Reckless, well, it's all good, man. 41 got 12th back. Did they? Mr. Goodway got his spot back, did he? From Maxim. Well, Maxim's in the pit, so wow, happy days for them. So Thomas is right again. Let's stay with Keddy for now. I want to see how that other little battle is going to develop. That I think might. So Keddy is in 6th. He's got a lap on Harvey, so I can't see Harvey. Harvey's not going to get that one back, is he? Let's be honest. Not from this position he finds himself in. However, he can go and have a little bit of fun with the Porsche, can't he? Potentially. We'll see what happens with that. So that's probably as high as he's going to get those guys. Yeah, in car 44, which is not a bad thing. We've seen what happened at the beginning. It's been a fantastic drive. A very, very good, quick, consistent comeback drive for those guys. Hitchem in the 307 in the Aston. I did have to apologise to those guys earlier on because, well, we won't go over that story because someone might listen and want to put a ticket in. Wasn't me, it was James in 41. Okay, that's all. I said that earlier, so I'm not lying. They've done very well. They're in 8th position currently, and then this could be a battle because Jonas Baggersgaard. I can't help but say his name. It's just such a strong. Come on, you've got to agree with me. That is such a strong name, and I mean it as a compliment, Jonas. So don't hunt me down. Ask anyone in FRL. I'm 8'3", and cue the abuse. No one wants. Okay, fair enough. Right, so he's in 9th position and 6.2. Okay, so he's got nothing to worry about behind him because Ian Hall is 59 seconds away in 10th. So that's not going to do anything, right? But Ian's still cracking on, which is great. Jan says, "Where's number 26?" That's it, Jan. You keep my brain working, Jan. Wow, it is a question. We still have 41 in, so that would suggest that 26 is still in. Don't know. I've got a 27. It's close. We'll check in a moment. And so Ian Hall, we're looking at 87. Then we've got Thomas in his Porsche. Again, the only Porsche, not the only surviving Porsche, the only Porsche that was actually entered into this event, which is, well, I didn't think that would be the case. Traction Dave's gone yellow. Tell me you don't crash, Dave. Oh dear, our traction's going slowly. $14 minutes left to go. They better not be running too light on fuel, or they've just backed out a little bit just to conserve, just to take it easy. Anyway, I'm sure all is fine. Anyway, and we've got a sort of splash and dash pit stop from Antonio. So again, there's a lot of people dropping in for a little pit stop. This could play quite a big part in what happens at the end of this race. So as we were saying, Thomas in his 202 Porsche, he's running 11th place. Dave Goodway in the 41 FRL Aston Martin, he is running in 12th place currently, which is great for him. He's on lap 583. Maxim is 13th in his Ferrari, in the number 1 Ferrari. He's on lap 582, and then Christoph Sandra is 14th for FBR, putting on a lot of pressure to Traction. Now, I'm sure Traction would just rather him go away. To be honest, he doesn't need that kind of pressure at this stage, but I mean, if it's there to be given, then let's give it. Let's have a look. Let's get on board. Let's get low down. So past 1 Ferrari, and then let's see if Christoph can do something about that Aston Martin. Maxim moved over there by the look of it. Giovanni Pippo is currently still in 15th in the 181. Philip Thomas in the 313 is still in 16th position as we go through Blanchimont. Let's see what's happening through the bus stop. It may just be that one car is looking after themselves a little bit more than the other one is, well, just good to go. Or maybe not too good to go. That was slightly, I think Christoph is getting a little bit carried away in the 96 Ferrari there for the FBR boys. Chill out, slow it down a little bit, you're fine. Maxim's in the pits, as you can see there, from 14th place. Giovanni, there we go, there's Giovanni in his Italian job racing team McLaren, just making a move on the 495 BMW, which is not down there. So it's a bit late to be trawling through a million different numbers, Cooper Man. I just need to talk to myself there because we have been going for quite a while. So Philip is in 16th place. There we go, in his McLaren. He's doing pretty well there. And then we've got Manuel in his Aston. So there's your 305 Aston. Sergio. I'm telling you, I say this every time, and I know, I mean, if it's true, I might get myself into trouble. If it's not true, these guys know. Right, Volkov will testify that this isn't meant in a bad way, but every time I see him, he likes, I mean, I'm sure there should be a livery on that, or they've just decided to rock the Team Carbon up. If they have, she's such a dirty, she looks like a mafia car. That's just what I think anyway. I'll find 26 in a sec. Yep. Oh, we've got a change for position there. So that's Giovanni has made a move on Maxim now. That's because of a pit stop. So Sergey's in 18th. We just had a look at him. Medima, there you go. He is in 19th position still. So he's doing all right. He's doing all right. But is this battle going to materialise? There we have Ryan O'Sullivan in the number 90 McLaren. He's running in 20th place at the moment. And is that? It is. He's 5.5 seconds behind Medima. Did say before. Now remember, the guy in 22nd place is Maurice Pichler in the Audi. And before the pit stops, those three were absolutely neck and neck. So that might still happen. It does look at this stage. He's 9.8 seconds behind. It does look at this stage that O'Sullivan may have the pace to get onto the back of Medima. That could be a battle that we need to watch, and no doubt Jan's going to watch that biting his fingernails, because that, I mean, there's two arguments to that, isn't there? You've got to look at it and think to yourself, well, 24 hours, you're at the end of the race, you know, just finish where you are. It's all right. You know, it's not like it's a podium position or a top 10. It's just finish the race. But then the other side of them, the racing driver side, we know is going to kick in, and they're going to say, yeah, but I don't really care that there's only 1 minute left of this 24-hour race. Yeah, I could get that position, which means I'm better than that person. And my team are better than that team. Okay, let's go. And I see it all the time. And let's see what happens. Muting myself. Jitsi can focus. And Sullivan has a 5-second penalty. Well, there you go. That means everything I've just said, Jan, is void. That's fair enough. Massimo Valero, there you go, in the Italian job Ferrari. He's running in 22nd place at the moment. It's on lap 578. He's 2 laps down from Morris in front, but he's a lap up on Tommaso. who is there in his McLaren. So he's still running in 23rd. Terence Keenan, thorn in my side, running in 24th in the 404 McLaren. Great pace on those guys. Been, ever present in that part of the grid, which means they've just been very, very consistent. And then Evan Martinson from the 666 Red Kings Motorsport McLaren. My boys, I haven't focused on them too much because I don't want anybody giving me stick for that, but look at him go. He's in 25th place again. We've been around the 25th, 24, 25, 26 spot for pretty much the entire race. Since Evan and Aaron, our resident little aliens, did their stints at the beginning when we were running in the heady heights of 11th, which was pretty amazing. At one point, even challenging actually the first team. At the beginning of the race, but yeah, 25th, got to be happy with that. They're not going to challenge the guys in front, not on the same lap, and they're a lap up on these guys in 26, so that would be Craig. Let me just check on Discord for a moment, see if I've got any pending messages or requests or people that want to have a little chin wag. It looks like that's a big fat no, which is good, which means I can just carry on with this. There we go. So Craig in the 27, he's winning 26th. Thomas in the 311. Here he is. Thomas Yanks. Car number 311. RKM cars will cross the line together. This isn't Le Mans. Be good if they did, wouldn't it? Would be pretty cool. Thomas, I'm doing that right now, mate. With 7.5 minutes left of the race, I think you have done a... Don't bin it, dude. And you know what? Even if you do bin it, get yourself in the pits and fix the car. I don't care if it takes 7 minutes to fix the car and you've got to come back out and do it. You have to finish this race. Something I've never seen before, and I'm sure you will have everybody chatting for quite some time in the Discord about what you are achieving at the moment. So well done, buddy. Keep up. Lewis Kett in 28th position in the 50 Aston Martin. Is this it is, look at it, it's the Wesset boys, a little bit deep there into the bus stop, but that's okay. A little bit of a bunny hop over the sausage curb there, but that's okay too. You've earned it. There's less than 7 minutes left. I don't care, do some donuts at the source before you carry on. Well, don't, because you will probably get disqualified after the race. In fact, ladies, that's what I want to see. At the end of the race, yeah, all the teams that are watching, all the drivers that are watching, at the end of the race, all go to the end, to the source, where there's a little area, and let's see if we can get everybody doing some donuts. We don't care about safety rating at that point, do we? No. 2 seconds behind us is 20. Yeah, I did say that Mr. Sullivan would be on your tail. I'll come back to it in a moment. Philippe Picotta is in 29th position in the 448 BMW. Lovely taco livery on that one. 448 here. We're having damage, but we think we won't lose another spot, or we hope so. Wow, Zandosh, let us see. Let's see what happens. I hope you don't lose another spot, but just got to keep... You know what, dude? I'm looking at you now, Mr. Tacos. Even if you do, it is what it is, and it's no big deal. You'll still get a big congratulations from me. Remember, we had 50 cars starting this race. You're currently 29th. Even if you lose a spot or two, it's all good. It really is all good. I don't care if you finish last. It's still amazing. You finished the race. So thank you for popping in and dropping a message on there. I appreciate it. Matty's got it. Is in 30th position in the 127 at McLaren. There we go. In that that's pretty striking, that green sort of purplish, dark purple livery. Almost 5 minutes on the clock. I am desperate to go for a little boy's room. But I have been sat here for a while. It's not like you guys. Well, it's not like other people on COMMS when they're not even there, really. It's just their voice. They can do what they like. I'm here for your pleasure or pain, whichever way you look at it. Andrei Porzhikov in his BMW 221.210 in the last lap in the 978. He's currently in 33rd place, you can see. He's looking to have a little bit of a battle there with the 202 Porsche. Damiano Barocca is 32nd in the 183 Italian Job. McLaren, those guys are having a good battle. Jan, keep me updated if I need to change what I'm doing. Olia Arta is in 33rd position in the 495 BMW. They're still at it, okay, you know. She doesn't look like she's very happy, that Beamer, but they're still at it. Keep going. A couple of laps left to go, everybody. Nicolo Di Fedi's 34th in the 325 BMW from EOS, as you can see there. So well done to those guys. They're still at it. P10, let me have a little look. What's going on for P10? Ian Hall is there. 83. Okay, so you're saying we're talking about Thomas and Goodway. Right, so 83. Yeah, 83 is not in that battle. So the 202 is Thomas. Then we've got number 1 Ferrari. And that's where we're at with that one. But good shout, good shout, good shout, good shout. It's always good to give me a shout. And Maxim's had to back out the way yet again. Where did I get to? I want to finish this before we get to the end of the race, because it would be a disservice if I don't. We got to Nicolo Di Fed in 34th position in the 325. Yes, we did, didn't we? In the EOS, that's right. David Medui is 35th in the 182 Italian Job BMW. Congratulations to you guys at the moment. Well done. 2:26.065 on your final lap. Rinaldi Widan. No, I'll get it right. Rinaldi Wijaja. Love it. It's in the pit. Get back out, please. Rinaldi, get back out. There's 3 minutes of the race to go. Get out. Finish the race. How long have you been in the pits for? Hopefully it's just a splash and dash pit stop. Christopher Gedman, 37th position in the 999 BMW Formula Racing League. He's still going for it as well. 2 minutes 30 left to go. When the leaders cross the next time, it will be the final lap. Can't believe I'm actually saying that. Christopher Gedman moves up to 36th place by virtue of Rinaldi being in the pits at the moment. So well done, Chris. Keep at it, dude. Matthew Duffy's 38th in the 205 BMW. Keep going. 1 or 2 laps left to go in the I Want to Be Seen BMW, remember. 420 crashed up Radion right behind us. Whoa, okay. Well, let's hope that's not a massive crash. Henrique Ferreira in the 128's 39th position in that BMW. So well done to you guys. Keep going. Keep it on the track. Don't even bother overtaking anyone at this stage. What's the point? Fereza Ali is in 40th in 16. Sorry, with the 69 BMW coming into the pits. Obviously, you've had a little crash or you need some fuel, but get back out. Don't finish the race there. Matt Redfern is in 41st place for Big Brain Racing. Matt, get out the pits. But you are many, many laps down, so I'm assuming that race is done. Right, Evan is still at it. So, Evan, there you go. Let's go to the top of the grid. Let's see what Jitsy's up to. So, Jitsy and Rhino, Sullivan, that battle is now 1.8 seconds. You know that's got to come to something. 1.8 seconds. There's going to be 1 lap left of this race. So, I'm going to keep my eyes very firmly on that one. Tony Villen's gone yellow. Uh-oh, has he run out of fuel? What's happened? Let's do a little replay. What has happened to Tommy? What has happened? Remember, these guys have been leading this race. Oh, he has. He's crashed. He's had a ding. But remember, they've got a lap. They do have a lap up on Dean Nicola. But let's see where they are. So, Dean Nicola is... Right, so Tommy... There's 1 lap in it still. Michael Races is in the hot seat for Red Kings in 3rd position currently. There is, as it stands, your podium. And it looks like Tommy may have got away with one there. The only mistake I've seen them make today, almost on the last lap, not when you want to be making a mistake. So let's have a quick, let me move backwards slightly. Jitsi and O'Sullivan, oh, they are at it, are they? No, not yet. We've got back markers in the way. This is, well, it could be potentially a very, very interesting fight as they're coming up towards. Okay, right. I know what I need to do, ladies and gents. I really want to stay on this battle with Jitsi and O'Sullivan because we've got a really great gaggle of cars here. Look at that. Look, we've got a beautiful gaggle of cars running their way through the forest. However, you know what? I can't, because this guy, Tommy Villen, has, for 24 hours, been absolutely on point. Well done, Tommy Villen. Well done to your team. P1 in the 24 hours of Spa. You better give me some donuts. I want everybody doing donuts on there. Well done to you. P1. You should be very, very happy with yourself, mate. Well done. And Simone De Nicola, here we go. We're going to have somebody cross the line, or we will do in a moment. Darren Marks there saying, well done, guys. Indeed, Darren, well done. Well done to Glitch Motorsport. Well done, Glitch Racing, guys. Well done. Get that Ferrari wiggling. 24 hours. P2, you are on the podium. Michael races. And look at this. I feel I need to change camera angle. And you guys, you got to all enjoy it. Because Michael races on the 444 RKM. He's got to finish on the podium, and with him, obviously not on the podium, now don't kill him, Michael, is the 666, which is my boys and my car, who are going to come across the line as well. And look at that, you beautiful, beautiful RKM cars. Well done, lads. Well done indeed. So there's your top 3. Antonio, get me some donuts at the bottom, otherwise you're all shot. 4th place, we have Antonio Fidel. Well done to you. Fantastic. I know it's not the podium, but you have still managed a 4th spot, which is brilliant. Team COMMS student admin's all good. Let's go. That's all good for me. Jerome Acuna in 5th place. Keddy, great drive from Keddy and Co. To finish 6th. Hitchem 7th. Jonas Baggersgaard finishes in a Harvey Mills. A fantastic run from the boys in the 44 there. Thank you, Darren. I appreciate that. To have that comeback drive. They finished 9th, and Ian Hall is in 10th. So we've done the top 10. Obviously, I want to run through all of those different bits. There's a lot of stuff that we need to get through at this stage. Neil, just so that you know, who have we got in there? Who have you got in there, Neil? Who is... Right, let's have a... We have somebody. We have somebody in the chat. So, let's go in. Just hold on one second, everybody. PRB. Right, Neil, do you want me to come across into that chat? Yeah, I will. Oh no, hold on. Okay, I'll come across into there. Right, ladies and gents, I'm going to move over in here, and I believe we should have an individual to have a little chat with in here. Who have we got? Oh, Keddy's in there too. No swearing. No, Keddy. Keddy.
Coops, go back to the comms channel.
Yeah, I will. Keddy, get out. Everyone's... We'll deal with that. We'll get that done in a minute. Arcube says, well done to Triple Four. Shout out to Chris White Dave. Shout out to everybody. Whilst we're dealing with that, which, you know, this is the beauty of doing it live. You never know what's going to happen. So, Ian, congratulations for 10th. Thomas, in your Porsche, well done, mate, for 11th place. Dave Goodway, fantastic drive in 12th for Formula Racing. Well done to you. Christoph, Sandra, and your guys and girls, well done for 13th. Pippo in 14th, well done. Maxim in 15th. I'm loving the fact you guys have finished. Philip Thomas in 16th place, well done to you, mate. And then we've got Manuel in 17th. Sergey Bullazan 18th. Jitsi managed to hold off in 19th, so well done to you. Rhino Sullivan in 20th place. Michael Races has come to join me for a little chat, it would appear.
Hello.
Mr. Michael Races, thank you for joining me. Congratulations on 3rd place and a podium, mate. Well done to you and the boys.
Yes, great team effort.
It is, wasn't it? And I like that little finish there with the 2 teams, the 2 cars crossing the line together. It's great.
It was only right.
It was, yeah. So how are you feeling now after all that? Did Dave wake you up? Because he didn't think you were going to wake up for the final bit of the stint.
I heard some terrible singing, and I thought I've got to go check the stream just to make sure everybody hasn't left because of his terrible singing.
It wasn't a...
What did we do?
Traction. Congratulations. Get out of the comms channel.
That's all I'm saying, pal.
He's in the wrong spot. Well, Traction's exciting as well. Well, he's probably thinking he got Michael there, really, with that last hour and a half stint. I don't know. Potentially. But, lads, well done. How does it feel to have done a 24-hour race?
It's mental.
It is,
like, taxing mentally, physically.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I started sim racing with Dave a year ago, pretty much today.
Nice.
So to be in this position to do a 24-hour race with my best mate and some of the amazing guys in the team, like, it's just awesome. And I can't thank them enough for taking time out of their lives to do it. And yeah,
good.
GG's.
Good, mate. Good. Thank you both for joining me. Well done. RKM.
Okay.
Well done, boys. I'm very happy with that. All right, go and have a little bit of a rest or a little chinwag with the lads, and yeah, well done.
Yep.
Congrats, boys.
Yeah, cheers, enjoy it.
See you, mate. How are you?
How are you?
Right, so that's your third placed representatives. Well, I would say, I thought it was going to be Michael, and then Traction jumped on it, which is fine. It's all good. Neil, do you have anybody from Glitch that I can have a chat with who evidently finished in second place? We shall see if anyone pops in. Whilst we're waiting for that to happen, I'll continue. Oh, no, hold on. Have I got someone already? No. We'll just wait on that for a moment. Guys and girls, you've just done a 24-hour race. Well, we got the top 20 done. That is annoying. Let's see what's happening in there. So, Jeremy.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Fine.
Good. From Glitch?
From
Glitch?
no.
No? What racing team? Did you guys come first or second?
First, the Rolling Goat.
Wow, even better. So, you guys were phenomenal. Congratulations is the first thing I need to say. What a stellar job.
Thank you. Yeah, my teammate had a very good pace.
Well, you all had great pace. It wasn't just one of you. You were all very, very quick. In fact, me and the other guys were saying that you lot must be proper esports guys.
Oh, no one of us.
No? Wow.
No.
Amazing. And you guys are going to be with us next weekend as well for the Bathurst race, yeah?
Yes, some of the members of the Rolling Goat will do the race to try to qualify for the VCO.
Fabulous. That's really good. And so, do you run the team, or are you just, the only one that said, yeah, okay, I'll come and talk to me?
Can you repeat, please?
Do you manage the team, or are you just a driver?
No, I'm for this race. I'm just a VIP of the race because the real member are Gillian, Monstro, Nisa, and Brice, and I'm part of another team, but they are friends of mine. Okay. So brilliant. I race with them for this race. But Gillian is a manager of the team. Okay. He's a real French, so he doesn't speak English.
Nah, that's fine. That's fine. And, if I tried to do anything like that, I'd probably make a big hash of that. So I wouldn't even dare. But seriously, I mean, we're really grateful that you guys joined up for this race. What we love to do here at Formula Racing League is we'd like seeing new people coming in or new teams coming in. You don't have to stay with us, but these events that we put on, and hopefully you guys have all enjoyed that, and you'll take a good feeling away from it, and we'll see you in the race. That's the whole purpose of us doing it. But your pace on that team is fantastic. So well done. You guys are the first winners of a Formula Racing League 24 hours event. There you go. Bit of history.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you for joining me, Jeremy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. There you go. So that was Jeremy from the Goats, from the Hondas. They were pretty much untouchable today. And all I'm waiting for now is if anybody from Glitch, which I don't think is going to happen because I haven't had a confirmation that we do have anybody from Glitch. And who's this messaging me? Kino says, amazing job, buddy. Thank you, dude. I don't even know how I'm still awake, to be honest, but it's bloody awesome. Oh, am I allowed to say that on Twitch? Well, that'd be alright, wouldn't it? Yeah, but all good. So I'm assuming that we don't have anybody. I'm going to just give it another moment. Guys, what I'm trying to say is everyone went running out of the server. Yeah, we've just done a 24-hour race. Yeah, 24-hour race, which everyone knows is live streamed to Twitch and YouTube. And I'm going to run through the grid, through who finished where, and you all legged it. So we've done the top 20. I don't know who came 21st now, or 22nd, or last, because you all legged it. But there you go. Anyway, so I'm assuming we're not going to have anyone in. I would like to say to every single individual, and I've obviously cut that off there, so I will go there instead. I'd like to say to every individual that's been involved over this last 24 hours in any capacity whatsoever, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. I hope you've all had a fantastic time. Everybody from all the comms guys, all the stewards, all the admin guys, all the teams, I think it's been a very, very successful event. So the last thing for me to say, apart from thank you, and well, a couple of things actually. If you haven't done a follow on the Twitch channel, please do it. You're welcome. You're welcome, Radl. You guys in the Porsche, I think you did very, very well. Okay, I really do think so. So well done. And if you haven't come across and had a look on my YouTube channel, please do so. Yeah, there's a lot of work goes in. The odd like, the odd sub would go a long, long way, and you can then see yourself in other series as well, or other leagues that I do the comms in. So we all get a bit out of that. And finally, thank you very much. That was nice comments on the Twitch side. And finally, ladies and gents, the last thing for me to say is comms by Coops out.